A chilly breeze soars its way through the downtown building. Creaking store signs and frost-bitten windows barely holding together. Chained iron lanterns just barely staying lit. The outskirts of Carmel are now covered with light snow that has begun to flake gently in on the landscape. The sound of crunching, wet mud catches a wandering boot along the dilapidated roads and streets. You can almost taste the overcooked street tacos and pies being advertised by mom and pop store owners. This is accompanied by the strong odors of old plant water being dumped in the sewers, soon to be replaced come morning rise. Unfortunately, in the Shadowlands, there is no sunrise or morning dawn to greet you after a much needed slumber. Instead, constant, eternal dusk without any give. Corrosive pipelines within the brick foundations, seeping pungent clouds of steam and somewhat miasmic fumes. As mortal life continues to shamble along the coast of California, there are eyes. Thousands upon thousands of patient, observing eyes waiting to make their move and restore some semblance of equilibrium to this continent. But surely that is a storyline for another night. This early Tuesday evening takes place within a small workshed in the Shadowlands, quite often camouflaged by the accompanying tavern just west, with much more of the commotion. Coming out from slumber, you begin to take in the surroundings, allowing your vision to adjust to the utter darkness. There's not much sound to be heard, inside or out from the haunt, aside from the occasional legionnaire marching down the sidewalk with a blasé attitude. Right. I need everyone to roll their wits. Difficulty 4.
Shit.
All right. Who? Rob, was that the first? The first roll was yours. Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. So I got 3 successes from Rob, 4 successes from Nicole. I'm just waiting on Jay and Alex.
3 successes for me. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. Alex, you will be going last. I hope that's all right.
I mean, do I have an option?
If you want to roll a willpower, you can re-roll that 1d10, but you'll still be last.
Yeah, no, I am perfectly content to go last.
Oh, okay. And we will be getting to you pretty soon. So it's more along the lines of who awakens first. And your character is already within a scene, so there's not much, awakening from slumber that you need to do. So no worries there. So if I am reading this correctly, Nicole, you will be awakening first with 4 successes.
All right.
So Gabriella awakens from an old, tattered music book. She will notice Igon standing at one of Zion's workbenches. He seems to have completed a contraption, but might need a little bit of help finalizing it. So I'm going to put you on the screen next to Mr. Igon so that you know where you are. Dun, dun, dun. There you are. By the way, after you've awoken, I need Gabriella to please roll her perception plus alertness. Difficulty is a 6.
Perception and alertness. Okay. Oh no.
Well, you know what? Igon is looking really, really important right now. And if anything, you kind of like have that moment of annoyance from him where it's like his meddling and his device building and tinkering is almost kind of obnoxiously noisy and abhorrent to your senses. It wasn't the first thing that you wanted to awaken to when you came out of slumber. So you just kind of rub the temples of your head and squint your eyes, trying to kind of push out a migraine that doesn't even exist. But the annoyance is still there, and you just kind of stumble your way towards him slowly, ugh. And yeah, unfortunately, you botched the roll, so I will bear that in mind for future rolls included in this scene. So thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, you're off to a good start so far. Don't forget, Shadows, if you notice your player's not doing so well, you can always chime in. So, what would you like to, is there anything you'd like to say to Igon while you're here?
I'll just go, Igon, here. Here.
Yeah. By the way, Nicole, can I have you turn up your volume? It's very difficult to hear you.
Okay, hold
I'll
on.
put the mic closer to your mouth.
It's a little, 1 second. Let's see if this
No worries. And for those of you who have not seen Igon before, I've just activated him on roll 20. Igon is a lean, fit young man covered from head to toes with astronomical sigils and lines that glow akin to his brilliant pale eyes. He wears a buckled over kilt with loosened straps and bands weighing comfortably around his slim frame.
Okay,
No death mask.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you very, very well, actually. Yeah, that's great.
I don't hear
Much
And
better.
he is also bearing the death mark of happenstance. So if anyone needs me to activate the sigil of happenstance, let me know and I can put that in the chat as well. But yeah, that is Igon. So what is
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. What does Gabrielle want to
Okay,
say to Igon? I heard you mention his name, so I activated him on the roll 20.
I'll just go, Igon, why are you here right now?
Oh, good to see you again. I was just working on my little contraption here, of course. And he shows you what appears to be a small little box, very akin to a music box or a jack-in-the-box looking device.
Oh yeah, we were working on this, or we were planning to work on this together.
Oh, have you not a shred of decency in you? Of course. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be so far ahead with this little invention of mine. Unfortunately, I am in need of your services to complete the task.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
I need you to play your instrument for me and really focus on channeling your Arcanos into this device while I wind it with this little. And you see him kind of like turning the knob, and as he turns it, no music or sound seems to be coming out of this box at all, as if it needs the music in order to operate. So, Nicole, which instrument would you like to use?
I will use my violin.
You'll use your violin. I will need you to please first roll your charisma plus your occult. You get one bonus.
Hey.
You get one bonus die from Igon because he is assisting you in the occult. But charisma plus occult plus one bonus die.
You
And
want
then
some
it sounds
extra
like your shadow.
dice?
Sounds like your shadow wants to help you too.
In this situation, I'm going to pass, Shadow. We'll see how this goes.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah, I only paused at the beginning of the game, no big deal.
All right, so it's 5d10. Difficulty 6?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on.
Difficulty 5, actually. Difficulty 5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, darn it. No successes.
Do you want to blow a willpower to re-roll 3 of those die, or do you want your shadow to maybe chime in, try to help you out? Look what happened.
Hey, look at all that insecurity you're getting with botching that roll or not. Yeah, that was a botch of the roll. Oh wait, no.
It's just a no success.
Still one success, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your offer here?
How would you like 4 dice?
Sure, why not? I'll take it.
Jay, are you using a thorn?
You know what? I'm gonna use that thorn. Roll 2 dice. Or re-roll 2 of your dice. I won't even make you re-roll the I won't make you re-roll the success. Just the neutral. Roll the 2 3s.
Oh, okay.
Jay, which thorn are you using so I can make a note?
Crap, what's it called? The bad luck.
Okay, thank you.
Roll 2d10. 2 successes.
Oh,
there you go.
Thanks for me with those.
So that is 2 successes with the help of your shadow. And Nicole, what was your charisma at?
3.
3 dice?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't get to re-roll the 10, unfortunately. But
No.
with your successes, you are able to you start off like kind of like playing your. It's a violin, correct?
Yes.
You start off by playing your violin, and something seems off, and you're like, oh, forgot to tune it. Of course. Duh. You got to tune your instrument before you play it, right? And so you adjust the knob. You adjust the knobs a little bit with a little help of your shadow, and start playing a song, a tune. Is there a particular song you play to embed into this music box?
Let's go with. Well, that's random. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. That's the first song that popped in my head. We're gonna go with that one.
Okay. Making a note. Your shadow seems happy with the choice. So, next, I need you to roll your strength plus keening. Difficulty is a 7.
Strength and keening. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 7. 2 successes.
Correct. All right. So, you will be losing 3 automatic pathos into this device when you are casting your Arcanos. If you wish to, you may place 2 more points of pathos into this device as well, to empower it even further with your successes. And then I need to ask you a question. If you want the box to have positive or negative energy placed into it, do you want to have positive or negative energy?
Let's go negative, and I
Okay.
will not add more pathos.
Okay. So you will be keeping it at 3 pathos then?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. At a game, Jay, you will be gaining 3 temporary angst.
Her
Say
shadow
no.
is.
Your shadow. Yep, as a shadow guide. You will be getting 3 temporary angst.
But I also forced her to re-roll those 2 dice, which means I'm also -2, so I'm bonus 1.
Oh.
Total +1.
Gosh. Oh, lose 2. You lost 2 temporary angst.
1 angst spent per dice roll.
Oh, so I will subtract 2 temporary angst after you just spent it. All right. Got it. And let's see here. Nicole, you will lose 3 pathos automatically for the use of this power. And let's see here. That has been marked on your sheet. So here is what is going to happen. You will play your violin, and Igon will captivate your sound and your music of Ain't No Mountain High Enough with its negative energy going into this box. And the moment that you finish the first stanza of the song, and the music seems to kind of like echo and saunter into the box itself, he will shut it and kind of stop the crank at the side of the box as if it had reached its limit or a pinpoint of such. And he'll look at you and say, "There, it's done. All finished. I believe this will be a most useful artifact for anyone who wishes to purchase it. By the way, Gabriella, my offer still stands if you wish to purchase this beautiful, beautiful artifact that you and I have created together. And as I said before, I am fully willing to discount you 300 oboli from my original price. Bring it down to a low 200 oboli for your safekeeping. Interested?
While I am interested, I cannot purchase it now. What about we make this a partnership and I help you make more boxes, and when you sell them, maybe I can make a profit? Obviously, you make the most since you put more of the work into it. But just seeing if maybe we can do this as a ongoing thing.
Ooh, speculative remarks. Very good. How much are you interested in collecting for my sales?
How about if you're selling them for 500, what if I get 150?
100.
25.
115.
20.
You'll see him smile. Do not be lulled into a false sense of security, Gabriella. Of course, 120 it is.
All right, we got ourselves a deal.
Yes. Yes. Ah. And he will place the box back down and seems to be kind of like wrapping it up in some kind of cloth to kind of like, tie it to the rest of his belongings that are just like dangling against his kilt that he is wearing on him. Next, I need, let's see here. I'm trying to see who got the next best roll in wits. Was it, I think you, Rob and Jay, you tied, correct?
I think so. I got 2
Yeah.
successes. And, well, hold on. Was a 4 success?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the difficulty was a 4. So Rob and Jay, I need you to re-roll your wits, please, and we'll see who gets to go first. Holy shit!
Well, I can tell I'm going to fail the rest of my rolls today. I can just tell you already.
All right. So you defeated Rob by 1 success.
Hooray!
So Jay,
Yes.
Zion will awaken. Since this entire location is your fetter, you decide to be a little bit more subtle and not so grandiose with yourself.
Mhm.
So you decide, I'm gonna put your character on the screen. You decide to emerge and awaken from a antique suit of armor, mainly for decorative purposes, of course. As you are emerging from this suit of armor, you will hear a voice up from the north in your workshop. It's a somewhat familiar voice that you've probably heard before, and you hear a "Ha-ha! Cry havoc! And let's slip the dogs of war!" It is definitely not a female voice.
Oh, well, sounds like that weirdo I let use my shop is up and about. Guess I should check out what they're doing.
Okay. You want to make your way over?
Yep.
Okay.
And,
By the way, Jay, I don't know if you noticed,
Yeah.
I decided to add a little decor to your workshop right here.
oh, is it a frame? Oh, no, it's the entire
not
plank of
framed
wood,
yet.
isn't it?
Yes, it is the entire plank of wood, and it is a indentation of your shield throwing.
Hooray!
So I still
I'll
need to
just
have it
pat it
framed.
affectionately.
I will make sure to have it framed next time. As you make your way north, Jay,
Mhm.
since this is your workshop, you probably have a pretty good sense of what belongs and what does not. I need you to please roll your perception and alertness, difficulty 6.
All right, that should be 4. So 8d10. And I'm rerolling that 10. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, you said difficulty level
Difficulty 6. Difficulty 6.
Okay, so still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
All right. So, you can definitely tell that Gabrielle is very, very captivated by the charisma and energy coming off of Igon, as he seems to have something wrapped up in some cloth that you have no idea what he's just invented or created, but is holding it very, very proudly to himself. As you look past them, however, Zion will notice that there is an obscure looking envelope sitting on the desk west from the table that Igon is working upon. So it is just sitting there. I will allow you to do whatever you want with that envelope, or ignore it if you want to ignore it. But it just seems to be sitting there.
Well, my plan is to walk up over here, see if they notice me. If they're too engrossed, I'll walk over here and just pick up the letter, see if they react, and if they don't, check it out. And if they react at any point during that, let me know.
Unfortunately, Nicole has been strucken with Igon's performance and out of game because she has botched the roll to notice this envelope. She does not notice shit as you walk your way over there. It's like her eyes are just like fixated and her pupils are dilated like, oh my god, I just invented something, yay. And
I love the music.
So musical opiate, got it.
Yeah. And Zion walks right over to the envelope and does not need to make a dice roll to be stealthy about it. Do you collect it?
Oh, neat. I'm going to pick it up and open it. Pick it up, look over to see if either Igon or Gabriella react, and if nobody does, I'm going to open it.
They do not. So let me move this over to your inventory now that you have picked it up.
Okay.
I'm going to activate it only for you to see, so none of the other players will be able to look at this. Except for you. Let me know if it pops up on your screen, Jay.
Yep.
Good.
It doesn't tell me anything of... Oh, good.
Oh, I was going to say, it has... nope, it is an envelope with a particular seal on it. Do you wish to open it and break the seal?
No, I will pick up and look at anything that is already opened in my own area or in my own haunt. But if it's sealed, I'm going to just keep it in my hands and just gonna keep it in my hands till I ask Igon about it. Just be like, hey, what's this is cool looking. Who sent it? That's a cool seal.
Okay. So are you going to bring that up to Igon right now, or are you going to kind of refrain for the moment?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to just hide it away in a pocket or something and ask Gabriella about it. I can always put it back later.
Okay. Sounds like a good idea. In the meantime, Rob, as Edith, will be awakening as well. I'm going to activate her on the screen. And Edith.
Yes.
Will awaken from an old loom covered in dust. It doesn't appear to have been used in maybe half a century. As you come to your senses and allow your vision to adjust to the bleak darkness of the workshop, one of the first things that you will hear as you are coming to is a voice coming up from the north of the workshop, and it seems to be a very familiar male voice that says, "Have we not heard the chimes at midnight? Ha 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 ha!"
Whose voice is that?
You have no idea, unless you can remember the character who was left in the workshop the last time you guys were in here.
Are you talking about Igon?
There you go. You easily identify this as the voice of Igon up in the north.
Okay, I'll head towards that voice.
All right. As you get there, Igon will look at the three of you at this point. And seems very interested in the circle being all together. And he says, well, Oh, looks like everybody is here now, huh? And I'm guessing that you have other business to attend to besides standing around me like this?
Yes.
Sorry, say that one.
I said, I take that you have other business to attend to besides standing around me like this?
Why, you don't like
Oh,
this?
well.
I need breathing room!
No, you don't. You're a wraith. You don't breathe.
I beg your pardon.
You don't breathe. Why would you need breathing room? You need to change your sayings now that you're among the dead.
He will stand on the desk of the workshop, and he will extend a left hand to Edith and Zion, and a right hand over to Gabrielle, and say, "Huh, parting is such sweet sorrow."
Then I'll grab his hand.
And he vanishes.
Well, that
Well,
works.
that's not creepy at all.
He's probably just wandering around here and we can't see him. But it's not my workshop, so let's go.
Hmm. Can I sense if he is, there but invisible? Because I did do that training here in my workshop.
Right. Give me your wits and awareness, please. Wits and awareness.
That would be, let's see, 3, roll 60-10. Ah, come on. There we go. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because it was 2 crits and 2 successes.
Gotcha. Nicole, give me a intelligence plus your occult. 3d10s, please. Rob, if you wish to assist her with the occult, you may do so with 1 point.
Sure. I'll assist.
I can also assist with occult.
Unfortunately, you are more interested in trying to find where he has gone about, and your character seems to be wandering around going, I know you're here somewhere. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fortunately, you're probably the reason we're rolling a cult right now. No.
Let's just say
wandering around.
Difficulty is a 6. Let's just say there's a reason why I chose Gabriella to notice this.
3 successes.
3 successes? With the bonus die from Rob as well, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. You clearly know from your study and use and practice of Argos that Igon has used the power, I believe, trying to remember the name of it. I've got all these books in front of me. Flicker, I believe it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, he just used Flicker to exit the workshop. Oh, I'm sorry, jump. No.
Oh, he used jump.
Nope,
Wait,
I was correct. It's Flicker. He used Flicker to disappear from the workshop. So he is not invisible. He just simply teleported. It's a very common harbinger technique to use.
Okay, I'll just yell out to Zion. He's gone. He's not here anymore.
We know of.
All right.
He could have flickered back here and then be invisible again. So,
I mean,
I'm just gonna casually walk by this pile of wood.
Distance.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'm gonna pick up a length of lumber, just kind of swing it around casually, just in case he comes to flicker back. I guess.
Yeah, or if your mentor throws a dagger at your shoulder, right?
Yeah, that was very annoying.
You're going to say something, Rob?
No, I was just gonna say it's funny now. She's just so gonna be so paranoid that she just walks around swinging a piece of wood in front of her wherever she goes.
We do what we got to do sometimes. So while that is taking place, and you guys are kind of confused and estranged by the disappearance of Igon all of a sudden, our story is going to switch over to a different scene. Alex, I take it you're still there?
I am.
Wonderful. So, right now we are in the Citadel of Junipero. You, Alex, are currently inside the Citadel of the Necropolis of Carmel. Within the underworld, any shed of light is examined as providence. Under the hierarchy banner, some may view Torchlight with strong scrutiny and modest cynicism. Although you are currently darning the crest of your penitent legion, you're easily welcomed into the regions of the Emerald Lord. Although the culture would seem far more pretentious than what you are used to in Arizona. Before you is Cassius, an Emerald Legionnaire. He appears to be in charge of the Citadel's armory, which also seems to include repairs and reinforcement to alloys. California is just as expensive as always. Even as a Legionnaire, this necropolis does not bargain away a single obelisk. Cassius will place your fully repaired soul steel breastplate on the desk between the both of you, right here. Took a hell of a beating, but got it back into tip-top shape again. Mayhaps the next time someone slashes a Stygian steel dagger at you have an arm buckler or vambrance to defend your corpus. I'll grant you this, your soul steel seems to have soaked the brunt. And at a game, Alex, your armor soaked 4 aggravated damage for you, allowing you not to take any damage from that dagger.
Yeah, big fan of that.
Which probably saved your afterlife. Anyway, it's all fixed now and loaded for bear. Your ally, Christy, fronted the bill. Said something about owing you after her last reap job. Unfortunately, her oboli did not cover the cosmetic repair to reintegrate the plate armor back into your and he fluffs out your the materials for your coat jacket. You're on the right. Basically, you'll be walking around with a huge gash in your clothes where you got slashed. I can make it good as new for 10 obelisks. How about it?
Well, I certainly wouldn't want anyone to think myself vain. But one also simply can't be flouting the mistakes of their past, now can they? If you wouldn't mind, going ahead and patching that up. You did such lovely work with the armor itself. I'm sure that you'll have no trouble at all making the whole thing right as rain. Okay.
So you pay him the 10 obelisks to get started on your fabric? Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second. And he will look to you and say, "Oh, very good, very good. You penitents are not bad. That's what I've always said."
I like to think of that.
And he will begin repairs on those immediately. After this is done, and he has completed the work on your armor/jacket, he will place it in front of you, allow you to try it on and strain it up in case it needed some more refurnishing or tailoring. Cassius will chime in again. Before you leave, our local regent, Toombs, has an important assignment for you. Seems pretty important, like Stygia levels of importance. And then you'll see Cassius move his way over to the right side and pick something up. And he will place it on the table before you as well. It is a sealed dossier with the emerald sigil at the fold. And Alex, I'm going to put the emerald sigil on because I know that you're new to the game, so it'll be important for you to know what it looks like. Plus, it's a good refresher for everybody else, too.
Sure.
All right. That is what the Emerald Legion's sigil looks like. And it has been wax sealed onto the dossier that you are being handed to. This is obviously very, very official paperwork.
Well, I could always use a little light reading, and I'll pick up the dossier.
All right. I'm going to... do you wish to open it at this time?
No. I think I will actually take a peek at it. I'm not gonna sit there and read it in the middle of the shop, but I'll take a look and see if there's anything that I would need, maybe additional equipment or something while I'm already here.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm going to activate it. If you notice on Roll20, if you go under where your character is, I have created a file for you called Old and New Dossiers.
Okay.
I'll be activating a new one for you to look at. And your character alone will be able to see this. And if you hover over the image, you'll see a magnifying glass appear. And if you click on that, it'll actually make the image larger for you to read and look at. So, Alex, I'm going to switch over to the other players to see how they're doing, but I wanted to give that to you so you could read it and study its contents. All right?
Cool. Sounds great.
Awesome. I'm also going to deduct 10 oboli from your character sheet now that you have purchased your repairs.
You can't put a price on looking fine.
Exactly. You got the right mindset. All right.
Well, I guess actually you can. It was 10 oboli, but
It was 10 oboli. Exactly. All right. So, going back to our circle back at Zion's workshop, what do you guys wish to discuss at this time?
Well, now that what's his face isn't here anymore, I'm gonna pull out that envelope that was on his desk. It's like, so this is really cool, and you guys were busy, and then he disappeared. Anybody recognize this crest or this seal?
I will be I'm going to be activating the envelope so that everyone else can see it as well. 1 second. Anytime now, Roll20. You got this. All right. There we go. Everyone should be able to see it now at this point.
Where's it under? It didn't pop up.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh. Let me try turning it off and on again.
There we go. It looks like a wax
Did it pop up?
skull. Yeah.
Wax skull. Yep, that is correct. Nicole, do you need to do a dice roll or are you good?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you will see Zion present this envelope with the very cryptic looking wax skull embedded on it.
I'll put my hand out and I guess I'll say, do you mind if I see it?
Oh, yeah. I'll hand it to Gabriella.
All right.
I'm gonna open it.
Yep. Are you going to read it by yourself or are you going to
I'll
share it
read it
with
to
the entire-
myself first.
All right. let me do that for you then.
That letter tastes like. No, I'm just joking.
At this
All
point, I
right.
kind of don't trust Edith with anything paper.
Oh, that's true. Thank you for reminding me about that. All right. So if you look at the screen, Nicole, you should get the small note that is inside. I will not read it out
yet.
loud. Oh.
Can't see it.
No, I don't see it. Oh wait, maybe it's in. Okay, I think I found it. It was under my inventory.
Yeah, it should be. If you click on Gabriella Torres, it should be right underneath your shadow guide sheet for Zion, and right above old discoveries.
Oh.
Anything yet?
Oh yeah, I have it. I'm
Oh, you
reading.
do have it. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the note that is inside the envelope when you read it. So I'm not going to read it out loud.
Okay.
Do you wish to convey anything to the rest of the circle?
Sure. I don't mind sharing this to them.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
I'll just show it to them.
Okay. Do you want me to make it public so everyone can see it?
Yes.
All right. And I'll let you explain that while I show it to the rest of the players as well. All right.
Okay.
At this point, everyone should be able to read the note. I've activated on Roll20. If it does not pop up on your screen, you can go to Gabriella Torres, and if you click on her, you'll see something that says "Mysterious Note" inside envelope. And you can click on that and read the note if you want to. But Gabriella seems to share this with the circle.
So I show it to you guys. It's actually, and so the skull is kind of like a symbol from my past circle. So this is actually from Prerna. And the K symbolizes her last name. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys. But she's saying beware the lurking armada. Do you think she means that Ragnarok parade?
I have no idea.
Okay. Rob, would you like to roll intelligence?
Sorry, I'm muted. I've been saying stuff this whole time.
Oh no!
I was asking, does this qualify? Does this qualify as something I can enigma?
If you wish to, yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a straight up intelligence roll. But you may use both your intelligence and your enigmas. Yes.
Yes, I think I will roll 7 dice instead of 2.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I think I can help with the. Sorry, I just had the word.
Intelligence?
This is fatalism.
I'm not doing
This is
fatalism.
fatalism, right?
This is not
No.
fatalism. This will be under enigmas.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
No worries.
Never mind.
But whenever you're ready, Rob, let me know.
Okay.
And Alex, don't forget you are the shadow guide for Rob, so you can always whisper to him if you want to.
3 successes.
All right. You will recall that the Armada was a specialized cell group of the Stygia Army and Navy, military, large group of individuals who enjoy finding free wraiths, unregistered wraiths that are wandering the Shadowlands, and bringing them in to whatever necropolis they belong to. If not, taking them straight to Stygia and getting them processed immediately. They are not above the idea of destroying you on the spot either and soul forging you if you decide to resist heavily. You will recall that the leader of the Armada happens to be the mentor of one of your circle mates. And she is looking advantageously for you, Edith. She is very interested in you.
I
And
guess
she is
I was
and she is the leader of the Armada itself.
interested. I mean, I knew what the Armada was. I was more interested in like what that whole Shakespeare past, present, future was. That's why I rolled enigmas to kind of figure that out.
I thought it was about the you were trying to inquire about the Armada. I apologize. Yeah, let me give you some enigma hints about what I just read to you then. So, as you're reading this strange little riddle on the piece of paper, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is, all right, so past, present, future. Shakespeare's first past problem. Well, didn't he have a set of works that were considered to be a genre of work? I'm trying to remember what it was. It started off as like a comedy, but it was later adopted into something called problem plays. Problem plays, which are complex ethical dilemmas that require more than typical solutions. So this is obviously referencing one of his first problem plays that he ever wrote. And if you can acknowledge your decent present, then you shall find our future in the end. So this part of the riddle is telling you that if you can discover what Shakespeare's first problem play was, the title of it, then you'll easily be able to find where to go and how to find the individual who wants you to meet up with them using this note. The last part, Rob, that you get out of your enigmas is the letter K. And if you recall, you will remember that Gabriella said that these were notes that were given to her by Perna. Is that correct, Nicole? You said Perna gives you these notes?
Perna, yes.
Yeah. K does not match up with Perna. That's kind of like a little detail that you keep in the back of your head, going like that. Perna would have put the letter P, right? Or her name, but that's a K. Unless she has a nickname that starts with a K, that doesn't really make sense and doesn't match the rest of the riddle or the puzzle. So you just kind of like set that aside in the back of your head. So there you go, Rob.
Okay. Why is you said the K stands for Perna?
Her last name, yeah.
Oh, so that's why she put a K instead of a P. I mean, I don't know Shakespeare. I know he did like Romeo and Juliet based off some film or something. So does anyone else actually know Shakespeare's early plays? Or should I start Googling that?
Unfortunately, Google is not available to you in 1994 on a laptop, computer, or...
No, I'm saying Rob does not know Shakespeare's works other than Romeo and Juliet and like, you know, the famous stuff. So
Jay doesn't know Shakespeare worth a shit.
I know Shakespeare to a certain point, but
okay.
I had to cheat on that Shakespeare puzzle in Silent Hill 3. So that should tell you all you need to know.
So Jay, if you want to roll your I'm sorry, Jay. I don't know why I said Jay. Nicole, if you want to roll your... After Jay just said, I don't know Shakespeare.
She's busy swinging wood all over the place.
Yes, exactly. Nicole, if you want to roll your intelligence plus your streetwise, you might be able to conjure something up.
Okay.
From the past.
D10.
You were a librarian after all.
I was, but that's a 6. That's a botch, actually. If
that is a botch.
Difficulty is the 6.
Yeah. There was a play called Cymbeline. It was obviously from Cymbeline.
I think it's Cymbeline.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, that
You guys are
it's
doing
been
great.
a while since I've read any Shakespearean plays, but I think that's right. Gotta be
I
right.
vaguely remember that one.
Going back to Alex. Hey, Alex, did you get a chance to read your dossier?
I did.
Where would you like to go? Do you have a preference of where your character would like to go next?
Well, I mean, I suppose the best place to go, the contact that I'm supposed to meet, his last known location was the Allswell Tavern in Carmel.
That sounds like a great idea, Alex. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. By the way, Alex, thank you for announcing the name of the tavern out loud. That was very beautiful.
Well, I mean, I can't just say we go to a tavern. There's probably
No,
a tavern in Carmel.
No, Alex, I was complimenting you.
I'm just saying I missed an opportunity for an impromptu bar crawl.
All right. So, Alex, you will approach the Allswell Tavern that is located in the necropolis of Carmel. Thankfully, after a little bit of guidance and a little bit of transportation, you will make your way into the underworld itself. One of the advantages of being in the underworld, Alex, is that everything has been soul forged and created from the spirits and souls of the dead. So you no longer need to walk through walls or inanimate objects or doors in order to get around and damage your corpus as you go along. Everything is quite physical down here, but the dangers are tremendously overbearing as well. So, as you can see where your character is located, you will come up to the front of the tavern itself. There is a ruckus of noise coming from the tavern. Noises of people enjoying themselves, both the sounds of soldiers and maybe some rebellious renegades, free wraiths. And you get a sense that everybody comes here almost like it's common grounds or a neutral zone for all wraiths to conspire together. Do you open the front door and enter the tavern?
I suppose so.
All right. As you walk in, I need you to please roll your perception and alertness.
This is a
To
great
see,
place to get mugged.
A great place to what?
Get mugged. That's me as a
Okay.
shadow speaking.
As the shadow, your shadow says that. That's awesome.
Sorry, what was the roll? Perception and
Perception
awareness?
and alert. No, perception and alertness. Difficulty will be at a 6.
bad news.
All right, go ahead and enter the tavern. Everyone is just rolling beautifully today.
I mean, Jay's kind of killing it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I did until I didn't.
I'm going to reveal some of the area for you. And I will obviously keep your dice roll in mind as well.
feel free not to.
I will keep in mind your commentary as well. And yeah. You should be able to move your character, hopefully.
I don't seem to be able to.
That is sad. I'm going to change that for you right now.
I thought he just really liked looming in the doorway.
Yeah, that's fine. You could do that too.
No. I'm awkward, but I'm not
like
that awkward.
It's like I am trying to bar crawl, but I would prefer not to bar crawl. All right. Try to move now.
Yay.
As you walk in, there's so much activity going on in this tavern that you hardly get a chance to really take in your surroundings and your environment. There are some wraiths that are clinking glasses at the table over here that are very noisy and boisterous. There is music going on, which I need to change the music for our game eventually. But at the same time, there's just so much activity going on in here, Alex, that you just can hardly handle the stimuli that is happening. And the only things that you can really clearly see are these four individuals within your view. And you just kind of like walk very cautiously inside as if maybe not knowing really what to do with yourself. You're being a little bit more cautious than you usually are walking into a place. Like maybe you're wondering, are there any other Legionnaires in here, or is it just me? Nobody looks like a Legionnaire. Should I even go and bother with this place? And you're looking around, kind of like trying to find your contact or your informant, and nothing is really coming to view as you walk
I guess
forward.
I'll just mosey up towards the bar, wherever that is.
Okay. With your limited amount of vision, you do seem to see some barrels that are kind of collected over here on the right. And as you do so, there is one character who is sitting at a table who will kind of like look at you very, very, very sternly for no reason.
Well, I'm assuming they're not wearing the armor in the photo that was attached to the dossier.
They are not. As you walk over to the bar and cautiously make your way to some of the barrels, you'll see a very familiar-looking face look back at you as well. Or whether you would call that a face, really, is completely up to you as a character. But they will look to you and say, well, sight for sore eyes, I guess. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Oh, come on. You can't be that disappointed to see me.
Oh, sorry. Where are my manners? Welcome to All's Well Tavern, my dear. Capital, neutral grounds of all walks of life, even renegades. Is that better?
I like this guy.
We can workshop it later, but, So, out of character, do I know who this is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm not recognizing the little thumbnail thingy.
Okay. Would you like to roll your intelligence to see if you can recognize their name?
I'd rather just know it, but...
Go ahead and roll your intelligence and see if a name comes to mind. How'd you do?
I don't know what the number I'm going for is, so...
6 or above. Difficulty
So
6 or above.
that'd be one success.
One success. You remember the first name of this character is Belfry.
Oh, Belfry. Okay, yeah.
And I'm going to activate her with the rest of the other NPCs, so everyone gets a chance to see her. And there you go. And Belfry will look to you, and she'll kind of curtsy and bow, very, very kind of politely to you, as much as humanly possible, and say, "Welcome to our new age of Wraith. Our new age appears to have died a quick death. Con men and dregs seem to have come through the woodwork. Can I get you a drink?"
Oh, yes, of course. What would you recommend?
And she kind of like puts a glass unceremoniously in front of one of the kegs that's in front of her by the barstead, and starts to pour a very frothy looking beverage. The smell coming from that keg is one of like profuse kind of, I'm trying to think of the word for it, just a very nasty embalming fluid mixed with kind of maybe some grains and some dirt. Smells nasty.
Oh, I see we've been inventing again. I look forward
Yes,
to this.
yes.
I have no doubt that this will be incredibly palatable and not at all. And I'll just take a sip.
I was just thinking how far I've come in such a short space of time. You can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not because of her death mask that she's wearing.
I'll take a sip of it, and regardless of how it actually tastes, I'll say, "Oh, that is fine. That is fine."
I've come up with a good name for it too.
Oh,
yeah, Updog.
No.
Like that name. I like it. I think we run with it.
Well, that's the best news that I've heard all day. Thank you.
Oh, I'm always happy to be of service. I'll try to take another drink and sputter a little bit.
Yeah. It is pretty nasty. Unfortunately, you do not have any lost pathos that needs to be replenished at this time, so you do not need to worry about needing to recover anything because of this beverage. And you seem to be just kind of flattering her as much as humanly possible, or just trying to show good manners, as it were. But this is a really nasty drink, and it is doing nothing for you on an emotional level, even though it is trying its best to coil itself into your pathos and passions. As you kind of take a look around, as you turn your back to her to not show your disgust with your face, you'll notice some other characters that kind of seem to appear within your peripherals. It's still kind of limited because you are more distracted by finding one of your contacts here at the bar. But yeah, they just kind of enter your vision. They have you also in their vision as well, very attentively. But they are not being as I guess you could say discreet about it. They are just eyeing you like you are a sore thumb in the tavern.
I do have a very fine waistcoat. I'll just kind of lean up against the bar and quietly ask Belfry, "Hey, do you happen to know if there's a legionnaire by the name of Saccad here? Supposed to have an important meeting with him." And
I've not heard of Saccad. I've heard of Sadage.
Maybe that's it. I've never actually heard it spoken. It's Cicade. Never was one for names.
Yeah, Sadage. And she'll point up to the north, and I will give you a limited vision of what is a clear path over to him without distraction. Just kind of points up to the north and points him out sitting at a table and says, yeah, he's here. Word of the wise, you're not bringing any friends with you today, are you?
I hadn't planned on it.
Good answer.
Why do you ask?
Ambush.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So,
might as well walk into it, though. I mean, it's going to happen eventually.
Well, I did pay all that money to get my waistcoat patched up. I see no reason not to immediately ruin it again. I'll make sure that I've got my quote end quote beverage with me, and I'll just kind of casually, not obviously keep an eye on the other people. I'm pretty distracted. There's a lot going on.
You are very distracted.
But I am kind of making a mental note of where people are in the hustle and bustle, and if somebody tries something, I can throw this in their face, and that's at least going to melt some paint. So I'll just kind of what
at this moment, I can allow you to re-roll your perception and alertness, but the difficulty is going to be at a 7. It's going to go up this time. It is up to you whether you want to do that or not. If you're fine with the limited amount of vision that you have, you can leave it as is.
Probably a mistake, but you only live once, and I already died. So, you said perception and alertness.
Yes, please.
It's obviously you aren't capable of handling the situation on your own. So, do you need assistance?
Yeah. What do you have on offer there, old shadow?
Well,
Buddy,
I
old
think
pal.
you need a lot of help. So 5.
I'll take you up on 2 of it.
Not really worth my time. How about 4?
But that's not really worth my time now, is it?
Okay. Well.
How about 3?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it would be no fun if you got yourself killed this early into the day.
Yeah, dying is so much more of an afternoon thing.
So yeah, I'll give him 3 dice.
Okay, 3 shadow dice will be added to your dice pool.
So I roll alertness, perception +3.
Correct. Difficulty 7.
Hey, look at all those extra dice.
All right. So you will not gain any temporary angst, but you will get 2 successes, I believe, for that dice roll. So allow me to expand your vision a little bit further now that you are calming yourself down and taking in the area a little bit better than the tunnel vision that you had earlier. On the left, you'll notice that there are some performers. 2 of them are dancers, and 2 of them are playing instruments. They seem to be playing some kind of swing music. One of them is strumming a guitar very quickly, and the other seems to have a flute and also a tambourine. Over here on the upper left, you will see 2 individuals sharing some drinks. Not shy about ordering up as much as they possibly can. They seem to be kind of like enjoying the high life right now. They're at the table. They're also sharing company with another Wraith who is with them as well. And next to your friend, he seems to be speaking to somebody wearing spectacles. You'll also notice immediately, if you have not noticed at all, that he has some paperwork sitting on the table that he is sitting at as well. Tadashi does not appear to have a drink in front of him. He is not partaking in anything strong and malty like you are. He seems to be very, very business focused, very more interested in professionalism. To your right, you'll notice some very strange looking characters. One of them is very haggard looking, maybe a little familiar to you, wearing a sugar skull crow mask on his face, drunk as always, and seems to be harassing the bartender who is trying to help out some of the other patrons, but seems to be becoming very disgruntled with this customer that's in front of her right now.
He does seem to have that effect.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? Next to him is a young lady who is very, very, very focused on everything going on inside the tavern. If she had noticed you, it was probably when you had your tunnel vision up. And even though her senses are kind of like going all over the entire tavern, trying to pick out every small detail, she looks like she has a very confident smile on her face, as if not trying to draw too much attention to her at all. And yeah, I'm going to just reveal more of the tavern for you. And that should give you, I believe, a surface level of what the tavern looks like. Where are you headed, by the way, now that you've gotten your vision opened up?
Yeah, now that I'm a little less focused on not having a panic attack, I'll just kind of discreetly just kind of mosey on over. If the guy in the sugar skull mask notices me, I'll kind of nod my head to him, but I'll just kind of mosey on over to the table and ask the contact, mind if I have a seat?
Yeah. He will look to you. The one with the sugar soul mask will look to you and say, "Ha, right back at ya." What a prick! I don't even remember that guy's name.
Probably too drunk to remember you.
I'll make a just brief, like, sarcastic kissy face as I walk past, like, love you too. Just carry on, sit down at the table.
The woman sitting next to him will burst out laughing. All right, and then you sit at the table with your informants, correct?
Yeah.
Very good, Alex. Going back to the workshop with all of our friends. How are you guys doing? Anything come to mind? It sounds like Cymbeline is the direction that we want to go.
Oh, I know I want to go there because it's a conversation between me and Prerna. I guess I also wanted to ask the group about where we wanted to head because I know we talked about the terminal of tortured souls last time.
Go there.
I'm pretty ambivalent about where we go.
Okay. Well, there was the terminal, the graveyard, and was it the Citadel? Weren't those like our three options?
Currently, the three options are the Terminal of Tortured Souls. There is the Narthex that is located by the graveyard in the downtown area. And I believe there was a third option. Let me just check really quick. I think you have a pretty good idea of what is available to you right now. I think the third one was... yes, the mages. And some of you actually do have some of your contacts out looking for information on the mages. So if you were to go somewhere, maybe where wraiths would congregate and talk with each other, you might be able to find and locate your contacts, and they might have some information on the mages as well. But right
That's
now,
a good
in
start.
this in the workshop, it just appears to be the three of you just standing there.
I'd vote. It seems like the mages are a good place to start. Get that information, and then
Information is good.
Yeah, my personal opinion, I would want to go mages, then terminal, then Narthex. So third. I mean, Narthex seems to be, if I remember, Velasco's whole thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've already kind of dealt with him, and he kind of gave us a dead end angle, and I'd like to maybe pursue other opportunities. Kind of pursue other angles, because I think they might be less of the Godslayer bend.
Okay, mages it is. Do you guys mind if we go and get some pathos first? I kind of had to help Igon, and I had to use some pathos.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Where are we going?
I assume to the bar, right?
Yeah,
So we're
the
just
bar
going...
should be good.
All right, we're just going to Zion's bar?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Let me move you guys over there. Ah, yes.
Snacking corners.
Got all these weird names for the places. Here we go. And I believe I need to place your characters on there too, so let me do that for you. And you guys will be coming in from the east. All right. Edith, you have been activated. Gabriella, you have been activated. Zion, you have been activated.
I'll see if the horse needs any food.
Horse seems to be pretty satisfied at this moment. If you try to kind of like move your hand towards its mouth and nose, it kind of like, shakes and sputters to you as if to say, I'm fine. Back away.
I still have a piece of lumber in my hand. I'll
Nice.
offer it to the horse to see if it reacts at all.
The fire steed will light it on fire and enjoy the flames that come from the piece of wood.
Neat. I'm gonna dunk it in the water next to me and then, take the burnt piece of wood with me.
Are you just
Okay.
carrying around burnt wood?
Why not?
Okay. So you guys enter the.
I'm good.
You guys enter the northern entrance to the I believe it's called the Damned If You Don't Tavern that Zion resides over. And right now in the area that you're currently at, there doesn't appear to be anyone in this area. You head over to the dining area where the bar is, also empty. No one seems to be inside.
This is a little disconcerting.
What time of day is it?
Sucks. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It's a Tuesday. Tuesday, about 10-ish p.m.
10 p.m.
Yep, 10 p.m. And there's nobody in here.
Is your bar normally closed on Tuesday nights?
Jay doesn't know. Wait, is there nobody in here even in the Skinlands? Or is it just no wraiths?
Oh, did we lose?
Myles. I
Hold
think
on.
we
Did we
lost
lose Myles?
I think we lost him.
Shadow
I got
Life's still there. Who knows?
I think we lost him. Hold on. I got this.
I'm
Hello?
waiting for it. I knew
You
it.
guys hear me?
There you are.
Never a dull moment. So what I said earlier was there is no living, no rates, no quick, nothing. Empty. Just your
Did
fire
you lose your
steed and,
liquor license?
Not to my knowledge, but I'm a little confused, so I'm gonna walk around on the outside, check if there's people, and walk on the other side, and assuming still no people, so I'll just sit here on the front step and test the sharpness of my new dagger on this piece
All right,
of wood.
give me perception and investigation, Jay, when you get a chance.
Okay, perception is
I can assist with this.
4. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
If you would like Edith to assist you, she may do so as well.
I would like that assistance because that means I get to roll 10d10s. All right.
Oh, never mind.
And 1d10 to re-roll that. And what's the
Nicole, you were so
difficulty level?
distracted by the burning piece of wood, you just couldn't help yourself. Difficulty is a standard 6 difficulty.
Well, damn. I only got 2 successes, but at least I didn't crit anything, so.
Both you and Edith will notice a sign that seems to be labeled and connected to the outside, saying under current investigation. So current local police investigation. Please do not trespass.
Oh.
Please do not trespass.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
do this.
What'd you guys
Mhm.
find?
Check out this sign. It says no trespassing.
Yep.
So,
There's no yellow tape. There's no police, locks or padlocks or anything. There just is this laminated piece of paper that's been taped onto the wall that says no trespassing, police order, pending
can I tell if this
investigation.
is
Does it look official? As a
It looks
former private investigator, does it look official, or is someone fucking with us and just slapped this up?
You, with your expertise and experience, do not need to make a dice roll. It is official. Yes.
and is
so
this
maybe somebody.
this is just Wraith
Sorry.
Shadowlands, not the Skinlands, right?
This is in the Skinlands and the Shadowlands right now.
Really?
I want
Yes.
So official
Well,
by
the-
whom?
So the sign has been placed up by a police officer in the Skinlands. But for some reason, this would probably draw in more wraiths to come visit this area. They are not there either. So something has happened that has not only drawn away its local customers from coming in, but it has also drawn away the local wraiths as well. Because wraiths love it when places are condemned or have a police sign up, because that makes the shroud go down and allows them to be just as more obnoxious with a lower difficulty.
Okay,
Well, that's double weird.
I want
Yeah,
to
so-
do something.
It's very peculiar that there are no
I want
No
to.
wraiths here.
Fatalism this.
I want to
Oh,
quick
go ahead.
read the sign.
Okay.
Can I help?
I hear two. Yep, the two of you may use your powers to now if Rob is doing a quick read, an ability that Jay does not possess, Jay, you may assist Edith with her fatalism. Jay, if you want to do your own separate ability, you cannot assist Edith, but you can use your own separate ability. It's up to you.
Hmm.
Do the separate ability. I've got pretty high fatalism as it is.
Okay. I'm just
So
gonna.
I hear
I'll
Rob's
do
going to use
separate.
his quick read. Yeah, and what do you want to do, Jay? What power do you want to use with your fatalism?
Give me 2 seconds while I pull this up because it's been a hot
problem.
minute since I did
Yeah.
anything with fatalism.
No problem. It gives me a chance to look up quick read for Rob, who's going to be using that.
Mhm.
I suspect that the mages are onto us and using this to make an attack against us. Like maybe they have contacts with the police, or I don't know. This is just my theory. This isn't a coincidence. Someone put the police up to condemning this place for a very particular reason.
All right, Rob, roll your perception plus fatalism. Difficulty 7. Alex, you are his shadow guide. If you want to whisper, you may whisper to him at any time you want.
Yeah, I guess I will, just whisper that, it's just like them to let you do all the heavy lifting. Not even carrying their own weight.
Well, if you want something done right.
Ah, you're the only one who can, right?
Yep. I'm the best at what I do. So let's see here. I'm gonna go. I guess I'll make the roll. Let's see.
Yeah.
What comes of that? 5 successes.
All right. You are examining this piece of laminated paper against the wall, and as your eyes begin to roll back into your corpus, you are envisioning a police officer coming over, and he knocks on the door, and you will see one of the staff members come over who just clearly works there like a receptionist. And he will ask them a few questions. The words are kind of muffled, but ask them a few questions. The receptionist will kind of shrug their shoulders as if, not knowing what they're talking about. And without a moment's hesitation, the police officer will hand them a piece of paper, to which the person reads it. And you'll see the receptionist's eyes kind of bug out and widen. And a large group of police officers will come running in with riot shields and batons. And it looks to be rubber bullet weapons at the ready. They haven't fired them yet, but they have them at the ready. And they just kind of like push down the door that has already been opened by the receptionist. The receptionist gets out of the way at this point. The officers will run in. And the police officer that had delivered the piece of paper to her in the first place will just kind of nonchalantly walk back and examine the building, squinting his eyes as if trying to study something very carefully and cautiously. And he will pull out the laminated piece of paper that I mentioned earlier, and he will fasten it to the wall, making it official. A few moments later, as you are watching this vision, Rob, you will see the police officers that had forced their way into Damned If You Don't tavern with about 18 people. 18 people. A majority of them looking like people who work there in handcuffs. And, they have their heads down and they're just looking, upset and scared, maybe a little bit confused of what just transpired, what happened. And as they're being escorted to what appears to be a paddy van or a vehicle to drive them away, the officer who had placed the laminated piece of paper will, cross his arms, watching them load up all these new prisoners, and he will smile. And to absolutely nobody, Rob, to nobody, he will say something out loud, continue to smile, and walks away. And you'll come out of your
He's
vision.
probably a mage. I got a question.
Well, first I need to go to Jay, who also wants to use a power.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what would you like to use for your fatalism?
Kismet trying to figure out why there is nobody at the bar.
Okay.
So I guess Kismeting the sign to see if it has something to do with nobody being at the bar, or
Okay.
I would ultimately like to figure out why nobody's at the bar, but my only clue is the sign at this time.
Certainly. I need you to roll your perception and your fatalism. Difficulty 7.
All right.
Unfortunately, you cannot be assisted because you are using your powers separately from Edith.
Thought that was difficulty 6, but that's okay. 7. I still have 1, 2, 3 successes.
All right. So from your vision, let me activate my free hand. From where the sign is, if you're watching Roll20, Jay, you will notice that there is a thread that seems to travel away from the sign and makes its way abruptly into the streets very, very quickly. It's a very thin looking thread and line, but it is just going immediately out into the street and into the town area. The inside, however, also has these kind of footprints that appear that leave like a trail as well, walking into the tavern. It seems like the footprints will also make their way into the main bar area, and there's a lot of shuffling and scuffling and footprints all over the place, like people had got muddy shoes all over the floor. And there are some footprints that continue on up into the north. And there isn't much of a scuffle going on here in the kitchen, but there are indeed some footprints that kind of like lead to certain stations where you would recognize staff members, cleaning dishes, making a firewood pizza, some of them making some pub food, and maybe deep fat frying some of the pub meals for some of the customers over by the and just very, very direct looking footprints, which kind of indicates to you that these individuals probably didn't put much resistance. They just kind of surrendered and were arrested on the spot. So with that in mind, those threads and those footprints that you witnessed, Jay, will begin to vanish in a matter of seconds. But that's what you get from your Kismet. Okay?
All right. I would like to try to see if there was a endpoint to this before it vanishes, but if it's too fast, then it's too fast.
Yeah, you will follow it for maybe a good block or two down the road and the sidewalk, and it eventually just dissipates and vanishes. But you get a sense that it does go into a direction that is a little bit more busier, more urban, more full of like larger buildings and tall towers. So as you head back after like your 2-block hike, heading back to your tavern area, it looks like Edith has something on her mind.
I had a question related to my vision. Hello?
I'm all in. Yep,
Was
I'm here.
there?
Can you hear me?
Was there, or did I get an opportunity? Because this is what I was going to look for. A sigil or marking on the wall underneath where he placed that sign. Like, did I see anything on the wall? Perhaps a mage sign before he placed that laminated paper.
You did not.
I didn't.
You did not.
Okay. Well, I will relay my the vision I had as well, particularly about the cops saying that thing to nobody, and kind of relay my suspicion that maybe he was a mage or under the thumb of the mages. I think this is clearly some form of attack against us or our haunt, is what I think.
Okay. Nicole, is there anything that you would like to share or reiterate?
At this point, no. I kind of just watched them kind of do their own thing, and I watched Zion kind of just run away for a bit. And then come back.
She just never comes back. Like, whoa.
Well, all right. Any ideas or interpretations that the circle wants to make with this information?
I'm just going to be like, so there was some footprints that kind of went around, and question for Myles: does my character know if these footprints were Skinlands or Shadowlands at all?
Definitely Skinlands.
Ah, okay.
Definitely Skinlands.
Well, okay. I'm like, well, I got the sense of footprints from the Skinlands all up in here and shuffling around in the dining area and the kitchen, and more scuffling in the dining room, no real scuffling in the kitchen. They all just seem to walk away peacefully. And then there's this line or this trail that goes this way, but I'll actually point this way, but it disappeared before I could see where it went.
So Rob, Edith will recall in her vision that that's the direction that the armored vehicle or the paddy wagon had driven away once it had all of its captives inside. Once they shut the doors, it drove exactly in that direction and didn't stop.
Well, footprints inside, if I had to guess, are probably the riot police going in and getting everyone. Especially if you say it's disordered
riot
like
police?
that. Well, yeah, I relayed to you both my entire vision. Told you about the riot. And the line heading out was probably the paddy wagon that carried them off. So I think maybe we should take a look at see if we can't get to the local police station and see what's going on there.
That sounds good to me.
How about, because again, I don't want to go somewhere without full pathos.
Yeah.
I do know that I've been to Allwell's Tavern before. So maybe we should split up. You two go to the police station and kind of stake it out, and I go get pathos and meet you there.
Well, I have an idea. Because is the tavern... Well, okay, quick question is kind of for the Game Master. Is the tavern where we would go to look for our contacts?
It would seem that if someone was trying to communicate to you, hey, meet me here, it would probably be the All's Well Tavern. The moment that Gabrielle says this out loud, Edith goes, shit. All's well that ends well. That stupid
I realized that.
That stupid Shakespeare play. Yeah.
So let's kill two birds with one stone. Like, you can get your pathos. We can get as much information on the whole mages as we, as much information as we can before we follow up on this lead and go to the police station. And that way we might have more going into this and have a better idea of what to look for.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Good to me.
All right. While you guys are leaving, Nicole, I need you to give me a perception alertness roll as you are departing.
Okay. Perception and alert.
Difficulty 6.
Okay, and I get to explode the 10s.
All right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, 4 successes.
All right. As you guys are departing and making your way out, by the way, are you guys going to the All's Well first, or are you going to the police station?
All's well.
All's well.
All's Well. Okay. As you are making your way to the All's Well, Nicole, Gabriella will hear the sound of the clock inside of the tavern that you had just left chime 11 o'clock p.m. You'll hear the 11 o'clock chime go off.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent.
That means we're
Speaking of all's well that ends well. I'm sorry, Rob? What'd you say,
I think he was
Rob?
talking about the terminal, because that thing's at midnight.
Yeah, 11. That probably means the time for the terminal's coming up.
We are getting close to midnight.
We may have to hold off on that one. Just before you go on, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember. The terminal is something we can access every midnight. It's not like we have this one day and then it's never again, right?
That is correct.
Okay, that's all.
Mm-hmm. So, back at the All's Well Tavern, Alex, your character is enjoying the music. You sit down on one of the stools, right across from your informant. There's a gentleman with glasses who just kind of like eyes you very, very carefully, but seems to kind of like nod sternly at you as well. He just kind of minds his own business and drinks his drink. What would you like to do, Alex? If you're still with us.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
That's okay.
So noting that the contact appears to be very much all business, I'll kind of head that route as well. I'll extend my hand and introduce myself, and ask how he's finding the food here.
My name is Sidaje, and food here is average. I would recommend maybe something a little bit stronger, depending on how long you're going to stay here.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know that I'll be staying especially long, although the music is surprisingly good. I may stay for their next set. A word of advice, though: whatever this is, don't get this. As I point to my quote end quote beverage.
Don't plan to. I don't really drink until I have all of my work and jobs done and completed for the day.
If it helps at all, this is in no way pleasurable.
Probably
So,
poisoned.
Probably not intentionally, but so
He will, he will slide some forms over to you on the table, and will just look at you and say, "You came at an interesting time."
Without even really looking at them, I'll just pick the, I assume, packet of papers up and put it inside my coat pocket on the inside. And
They also seem to have a seal on it. The GM has not placed it on the screen, unfortunately, but it is very, very blatantly a Stygian seal. There seems to be some kind of arcanos surrounding these papers. I don't believe you have the occult to really determine what exactly is being used on these papers. I'm just double checking your character sheet.
well, I mean, the dossier that I got made it seem like the less I look at these things, the better. So I honestly wouldn't even care to examine the sigil anyway. Some of these things, it's like it kind of seems that the less you know about it, the better.
And Sidaje will nod at you and say, "Sounds like a good plan. If I could provide you some more advice."
Oh, yes, please.
Highly recommend that you hire some outside help to go with you.
Anything specific, or?
Why don't you be the best judge of character yourself? And with that, I am going to activate the rest of our circle so that they can join us as well. I have them.
Yay!
I have them on the side. I just need to move them over to everybody else. Let's see. Zion, Gabriella, Edith, and of course, how can we forget Teddy Bear?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. That little thing.
You guys come up to the tavern, and there is a lot of music and noise and activity going on. The complete opposite of the damned if you don't tavern. There's definitely a lot of activity going on here. It's almost as if some of those patrons and customers who were disappointed in the shutting down of one of their local establishments decided to go here instead and party away.
I'll go ahead and go in.
Me too.
All right.
I'm gonna go in and avoid this bastard right here.
Sounds like a really good idea, Rob.
Oh, there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and walk over to this guy. Be like, this guy, I should say hi and see what he's doing this time.
All
You
right.
little drunk bastard, what you doing?
Jay, could you do me a favor and please describe what your character looks like to Alex, please?
To be honest, it's been a hot minute since I've considered what I look like, but
bear in mind you guys are wearing Legionnaire crests and fashion badges.
oh, that's
Looking-
right. That's
looking
right.
Very appropriate for the Emerald Legion. So you fit right in.
That's right. I was wearing that peacock dress that I could have the symbol on one side and I could flip it over. I think I kept it flipped over just because, I didn't feel like I really needed it in my own bar. So the sigil is hidden underneath a peacock feather, so I'm just in this artistic peacock dress that looks like the bottom half of me is an actual peacock tail, but dress form. And Alex, when's the last time? Oh no, Alex, you were the one that made that awful Harry Potter image for me in the first place. So
Oh, is that what this was for?
uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
So you know
Is that
exactly
what
what
this
my
is for?
death mask looks like.
Yeah, that was a special piece of art.
Yeah. If you want,
And I
I can
use all of those words loosely.
allow me to reactivate that so that everyone can get another glimpse. 1 second. There you go. Everyone should be able to see it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not gaudy at all. So, strangely enough, Alex, as soon as Sadage says, "I'll let you be the best judge of character," you see that.
I leave immediately. Like just full on panic sprint out the door. No.
And Rob, what are you doing? Are you muted, Rob?
Muted?
Oh, am I? No, I'm not. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Now.
Okay. Can Myles hear me?
I can hear
No,
you.
Doesn't
Yep.
really matter. But
Yikes.
I guess I'm gonna look around for familiar faces. Is there anyone that looks like contact I could talk to for information, or
Give me a perception and alertness roll, please. Perception alertness.
okay? Yes.
Difficulty 6.
What is this music? It sounds like it's from like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
I thought it sounded like something out of Indiana Jones. So
7 successes.
All right, Rob. There are some interesting contacts in this tavern in which you may speak to. One of them is sitting right over here.
Okay.
She is no longer wearing a mask or armor or weaponry. She is in fact just kind of wearing some casual Legionnaire clothing. Very, very like citizen looking casual. I will be revealing her Legionnaire sigil on the screen for you, which hopefully will be familiar to you. There you go. And yeah,
Might be the Iron Legion. It
might
says
be
that
the
on
Iron
top.
Legion. And yeah, you just kind of like see the color of her skin, and you immediately recognize this as Issa, although she is very, very, she's wearing completely different clothes than she usually does. And she's looking like she's having a good time, kind of letting her hair loose and enjoying her time. Just to the left of her is a very, very trustworthy contact named Archibald D'Augustine. So I will be activating both of those NPCs for everybody to get a view of what they look like, because we're all in the same scene together. So this is Archibald D'Augustine, good friend of the circle. And Issa with her new attire, sitting at the bar. And then Rob, since you rolled so well, you will notice the gentleman sitting at the circular table, not too far away from you. If anything, this is more of a warning for you. And since you rolled so well, you will recognize him immediately as Carver the Smuggler.
God, fucking damn smugglers.
You remember him being on a bridge in Portland, not allowing your circle to pass. And you remember one of your circle mates challenging him to a duel in order to just get past him. To which, when he was defeated by them, he became very lovey-dovey and happy and jubilatious around you guys. Further to the left, you'll see a very familiar young lady named Jacqueline. She is playing a guitar right now. Seems to be livening up the mood and making everyone feel very comfortable and happy.
Now I know where Gabriella's going.
And as far as contacts go, Rob, that is everyone who seems very familiar to you. Oh, I'm sorry, I almost missed a couple right there. Of course, how could we forget your good old former sellsword, Gray, the partner,
and the usurer, Yol.
and the usurer, Yol, who are sitting together casually. It looks like they are drinking a lot more than they usually do, as if they have plenty of money to spare for such an occasion.
A lot more than
they usually
34
would carry.
oboli.
A lot more than 34 oboli, Rob, to spend on money to spend on beverages today. And yeah.
I'm
The
gonna
big one
slide up to
for you, Rob, is of course Issa here at the table, looking completely different than she usually does.
I'm gonna slide up to the bar next to Issa.
Okay.
Keep a third eye on Carver, the bastard smuggler, in case he's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Eavesdropping. And I'll just say hi and start out making some small talk to Issa and be like, how good? Yeah. Did she? Oh, that
was me sneezing. Sorry.
I'm like, Issa just. I'm like, hi, Issa.
We can pretend that was Issa if you want.
Unfortunately, Issa does not sneeze, so you're good.
Okay. I'll say hello to Issa.
Okay. Rob, could you please describe Edith for Alex, as Alex does notice you when you walk into the tavern. And bear in mind that you are wearing Legionnaire clothing compared to your usual. So don't forget the outfit you had designed for yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm still wearing the regular owl mask, right?
You are wearing the regular owl mask.
Yes, and I have quite colorful, with colors matching the Emerald Legion, like a green outfit, and I have a giant Emerald Legion sigil on my chest. I am over the top displaying Emerald Legionnaire imagery. So, and I have an owl mask, and then I don't think I'm wearing a hood right now, so I clearly have gray hair, and I'm perhaps a woman of an elderly bend.
Okay. Nicole, what are you doing? Your teddy bear seems to be very, very excited, especially with the music.
I'm first going to the bar to order an horchata. And then kind of just glancing around to see if I can get some pathos.
Okay. The young lady wearing kind of rags and a hodgepodge of strange attire, a bizarre death mask adorning her head. She looks like something out of like some kind of horror movie. Will address you. This is in case you are looking at the active NPCs, Nicole, this is Belfry, the alchemist, who comes up to you. Belfry will see you interested in ordering something from the bar itself, and she seems very nonchalant, very disconnected, but will still walk up to you with an empty glass. You can't really tell what her expression is because of her very strange, lofty death mask that she's wearing. And she'll say, "Welcome to All's Well Tavern, my dear. Capital, neutral grounds of all walks of life, even renegades." And she kind of like tucks her left hand into her chest as she says this, as if trying to like imitate some form of joy.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Just wondering, do you have horchata, and how much does it cost?
She looks around, kind of like examines some of the bottles, and you'll hear her like bump into a couple of them, and they'll like shatter across the ground. And just kind of ignoring them. But you'll just kind of like see her bustle around, pushing things aside, and she will pull out what appears to be a bottle of. It is a mixture of many flavors, but horchata seems to be the intent behind it. And she's like, my own special recipe, if I do say so myself. You're the first one to ask for a drink like that. Not exactly the ingredients needed to make horchata, but we make do with what we have here in the Shadowlands. Tastes like rum. And she places she just places the bottle of like kind of opalescent tincture on the table. It's a whole bottle, by the way. It's not like a glass. It's the whole bottle.
Okay.
Made it myself.
How much is it?
100 obli.
Oh, what if I just wanted a glass?
Tell you what, if you trade me that bear that's walking around the tavern, he seems pretty attuned to you. If you trade me that bear, I'll give you the whole bottle. 100 obli for the bear, basically, right?
Sorry, but he's partially with me, so I don't really have a say on that. But thank you, and I just push the bottle back to
She pours you a
her.
glass. Yeah, she pours you a glass, and just kind of like, hands you a small sipping glass, a snifter of this horchata that she has made. The moment that you smell it, it smells absolutely delectable. It is authentic to your senses. If you needed pathos, you are already getting it by just taking in the fumes from this concoction that she has made. You'll gain 1 pathos by just smelling in the fumes.
All right. But I will then again ask, how much is this going to cost?
I could slip away with 5.
Okay, I give 7.
Okay. And she takes your 7 obli and just kind of like, when she pockets it into her apron that's on the side, she says, it's interesting how artists make about the same amount of money in the Deadlands than they do in the Skinlands, don't they?
All right, you are. And I'll just take a sip and just hold the bear and look around for.
Yeah. You will regain all of your pathos back after taking just a small sip of this beverage. Whatever she has created is some powerful stuff.
I like this, and I will keep note to come back for this more often.
And just think, you could have had a whole bottle if you traded in your bear.
It's not just my bear. I think Zion and Edith might be upset if I did that. So
I don't know. They don't seem too attached to it.
Nah, I'll keep the bear. And
All right.
I'm gonna just kind of wander then, I guess, since I don't really need to look for people.
Yeah, and your small little teddy bear will follow you as well. Nicole, could you please describe your character for Alex as he sees you wandering around with a glass of horchata in your hand?
Sure. She is probably in her early 20s. Dark skin, big curly hair. She's got sunglasses on that are currently, the shades are orange, and she's wearing jeans, and there's like a bedazzled the sigil for, what is it, the Legionnaires? Is that what we're doing?
Emerald Legion, yep. Emerald Legion.
And yeah, a big plaid shirt and a gray shirt that says "Live, Love, Peace" on it. And I think that's about it. Average height, looking young girl.
Okay. Alex, you will also see a small little teddy bear walking along the floor of the tavern, following her as she goes. I will be activating it in roll 20 for you to take a look at, so you know what he looks like as he walks around. Did you get that, Alex?
I was on mute, and as the picture popped up, I just said, "Oh, good. That's lovely."
Yes. You've also identified Sidage, so I'm going to activate him on roll 20 as well. So we are one big happy fleet.
Happy fleet?
So, so now that everyone is in this area, Alex, I need you to give me a... Let's see here. What would be an appropriate role for this?
That one that I have all the dots in?
Yes, of course. Can you give me your Can you give me your wits and I want to say bureaucracy. Wits and bureaucracy.
Certainly.
The moment that you see these three new characters walk in.
And then because I have... Well, see, I have 3 dots in bureaucracy, so do I re-roll the 10s or not?
You do not. Unfortunately,
Okay.
you need to have 4 dots in
Okay.
wits in order to re-roll 10s.
Oh, gotcha.
However, with those successes, you are easily noticing that your informant, Sidage, will kind of like lean his right hand to his helmet and kind of like lean to one side as if kind of like examining these 3 new individuals that have come in. But you yourself know from the inner workings of legionnaires and the way that they communicate to one another that he is definitely speaking to somebody else using a power, an Arcanos. Unfortunately, he is well armored, and you cannot really get a sense of what he is using to communicate otherworldly right now. But from just the sight of it and the experience that you've had working in the underworld, you know that Sidage gave you a warning that, you know, you came at an interesting time. And it would appear that the most interesting folk just happened to walk in right now. And he seems to be communicating that to another individual of interest. So take from that as you will.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Kind of intrigues you.
Yeah, no, it does. I'm wondering if that's a cue to leave or a cue to stick around and like order popcorn.
What does your shadow have to say?
I mean, there's no way this is going to go well. But you know, let's just stick around and see how badly we can truly fail this.
Popcorn it is. I'll motion over a waiter and see if I can get popcorn.
Okay. The young bartender will pry herself away from Archibald and start making her way over to your table as soon as she sees you make that motion, and just starts to make her way over. And Archibald continues to talk to her as if she was already there, which leads to Zion speaking to Archibald at this current moment. And he looks over and says, "Oh, there you are. I almost lost you."
Sounds like you might have lost a few more brain cells, too, along the way. How much have you had to drink there, bud?
Oh, not nearly enough as my usual. You, however, and he just like points to the side of your face, completely missing your actual face. You
Naturally.
look like you've seen a ghost.
We're all ghosts, asshole.
And he looks over and says, "Can I buy you a drink?"
I don't know. Do you still have Obelai left?
I have plenty of oboli. Plenty of oboli. And he will yell at Issa sitting next to him. And she just kind of rolls her eyes saying, yes, I know. You've already informed me of this, and just tries to kind of like lean over to Edith as if to ignore him and his bantering. And looks over back to you again and says, like, what can I get you?
What?
They got everything here. All's
Do they?
well.
I'm a little more interested. How did you get this landfall of oboli, huh?
Little bit of work, a little bit of reap jobs here and there. My usual.
You know, I don't really believe you, but I don't care enough right now to try to figure out if it's actually a lie or not. But, well, I guess if you're paying one very small... I'm a little sad that there's nobody at my bar right now, so...
Oh, really? That's a shame.
Yeah. I don't suppose you have anything to do with that, do you?
And the bartender will come back to her usual stand and take a deep breath in, even though she does not need to breathe as a wraith, and says, what can I get you? And Archibald will look at her and say, like, there we are. That's some good service right there. She'll have a rum and coke. And she's like, we don't have rum and coke, Archibald. And he's like, the closest thing you got. Then, don't embarrass me in front of her. She's really important, you know? She knows somebody that I know, and, you know, we gotta keep our ties together. And the bartender just kind of winces, holds her face with one hand and goes, rum and coke, got it. And kind of like snaps her finger over at Zion, like, you got it, one rum and coke, and walks away. And Archibald's like, there's the spirit that I was looking for. I love this place. And he looks over to you again and says, no, I wouldn't have anything to do with what happened over at your little haunt, I'm afraid. However, I may know who was involved with that escapade.
Oh, really?
And going over to Issa, who, again, was kind of like shuffling her attention over to Edith and ignoring the antics of Archibald, she'll look over to Edith and say, hey, good to see you. And only you right now.
What? Is that, what's my read on that? Is that because she's annoyed by Archibald?
A little bit. She is kind of enjoying his company, but you get a sense from her that she can only stand him for about 3 hours, and then her tolerance level starts to waver a little bit.
So I'm going to speak to Issa, but I'm also going to be careful about being rather generic in the terminology I use. I'll start out by saying, you know, how are things working out for you here in the city so far?
Really, really well. I was able to follow up on some of our previous topics.
Mm-hmm.
If you have anywhere private that we can talk, I can give you those updates just as easily. But yeah, so far, been shuffling and skedaddling all over the place.
Okay. Do I know? Is there anywhere private we could talk around here? I'm
kind of looking around, and you're like, yeah, you're kind of looking around, Rob, and you can see that there is indeed a door over here to the north, and there is also a door behind the bar that leads to the east. That might lead to some more private-looking areas.
Take the door. Well, is the bartender going to stop us if we go towards the door that leads to the east?
That's a very good question, Rob.
There's only one way to find. Let's go north because that doesn't require us to go behind the bar and see if anyone stops us.
Okay. So the two of you are going to head to the north?
Yes.
There is another way of knowing, which is asking. So there's that.
What? Asking the The bartender? Screw that. I don't want to get Archibald's attention.
All right, you guys will head to the north.
Uh-huh.
Nicole, what are you doing? You said you were wandering around a little bit.
Yeah,
You will
just
see.
kind of.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
go
you
ahead.
see. Yeah, you see Edith and Issa start to make their way up to the north to a very familiar-looking area to yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I also know this place because of Igon, so I've been to this place a couple of times actually.
Mhm.
I mean, well, one, I don't want this bear with me the whole time, so I'm actually gonna go up to Edith and be like, "Hey, Edith, do you mind taking this guy?"
Will it even follow me?
It actually takes a few steps back, nervously.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, forget it. Well, the bear likes Zion, right?
Nobody likes Edith. I'm not saying I don't deserve that reputation, but I mean, come on.
Okay, because I guess I'm just gonna wander and I'm gonna give Zion the bear then.
All right.
Okay.
And then also say you should definitely order the horchata, but just tell her to 5 oboli glass. But it's really good. And then I'm just gonna, because I don't see anybody I really know, so.
Okay. Alex, you will see a very unusual teddy bear standing next to you and looking up at Zion with, like, this kind of like, can we go yet? Can we leave? Can we go? There's some weird people in here.
Okay.
It really is.
They just got here, though.
Just at that moment, Gabriella, Zion, and Alex, your character, who has not been announced yet, will notice that everyone in the Skinlands, all of the individuals who are human and mortal, their beepers and cell phones will go off. And all of them will check their beepers and check their cell phones. And
That's not weird at all.
yeah. And
Can I kismet that?
you certainly may. Yes, of course.
I'll let you finish though.
Of course. I was just about to say about 90% of them just kind of like look at it, raise an eyebrow, and then just put their beeper back onto their, pants. And other people take out their cell phones and they look at their cell phones and without even an expression changing on their face, just put it back in their pockets. None of the wraiths seem to be, paying attention to this at all. Yeah, they don't seem very interested.
Probably highly unlikely to carry cell phones. Probably.
Correct. That is correct.
Because most of them probably died before cell phones were a thing.
So
I will kismet that.
Yeah, go ahead and I believe that is your perception and fatalism, correct?
So 60-10, which I've rolled. What's the difficulty level?
Difficulty is a 6.
Well, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right. All of these, let's see if I can get back to the board. There we are. All of these beepers and phones and everything electronic that is coming from the living, all of them seem to be having these threads connecting to a young lady that Edith is taking up to the north. You're not really sure what their intentions are, like why are they heading up to the north, but all these threads from these pagers and cell phones are all leading to her for some reason. You don't know why. And I don't know how many more lines I can draw on a roll 20 to kind of make the point. But basically, every single Skinland device is intertwined with her right now.
Interesting.
Okay. And yeah, and they will eventually fade. Once everyone puts their pagers and cell phones back into their pockets, they will fade over time.
Except one.
Except for one.
Gotta clear that.
Alex, is there anything you want to do when you notice everyone's cell phones and pagers unceremoniously go off at the same time?
I mean, I don't know that I have any skills that would be applicable to figure out more than they have.
Okay.
I definitely do want to just discreetly double check the safety on my gun, make sure that it's in easy grabbing distance. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of try to pay a little bit more attention to the room and keep an eye on that creepy teddy bear.
Sure. Yeah.
It's probably up to no good.
Yeah, I don't trust that teddy bear either. To be fair,
You can't trust anyone really.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously,
Not even yourself.
especially myself.
So you're more kind of like focusing in on the room and kind of getting a general idea of the vibe that's happening in the room.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you'll place your hand at its side. Sadage will get up, and he'll start to make his way over to the exit of the building, as if he's done his work, he's done his time, he completed his task, and he's on his way out. As he's leaving, Rob, can you give me a intelligence and awareness roll, please?
Sure.
Difficulty is going to be at an 8. Difficulty 8.
Is my shadow looking out over my shoulder on this one? Maybe?
Well, I mean, you're all alone. You're the only one who could possibly make this roll. So, yeah, I can give you some dice.
How much are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I mean, 5 could work.
Maybe 3?
Well, if you're not going to put it on the line for your team, then I guess we can go with 3.
You know what? Let's do 5.
That's a good boy.
Well, girl.
Good girl.
Lady.
Yeah.
I'm a lady. I'm like fucking 70 or something.
Of course you are, dear.
Thank you. Thank you, my patronizing shadow friend. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
All right. 5 shadow dice added to your dice pool.
No exploding 10s because it's intelligence. Which, I mean, I've demonstrated why there'd be no exploding 10s in that.
And also your awareness.
So that's 10d10. I'm rolling it now. We should probably take a break for dinner because, you know, it'll come back by the time we...
All right.
Oh, dear God. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, pop willpower.
Low willpower? Okay. Just a side note. Alex, I've added 2 points of temporary angst to your character sheet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Rob, and re-roll 3 dice.
Oh, thank God. That is the best willpower I have ever spent because all my other willpower rolls fail.
That was pretty good. So, Rob, the Legionnaire who was wearing all of that armor and got up from his stool and started to leave, does he seem familiar to you at all, out of curiosity?
Is he one of the Armada?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
He is one of the scouts that goes out and kind of like plots out the area, and then the Armada usually shows up right afterwards.
I'll turn to Issa and be like, "We gotta go." Or
what do you mean? You just got here.
That I'll kind of quietly nod because I assume this guy's far enough away not to hear us.
Oh yeah, he's got his back to you.
Okay, I'll say he's a scout with group that hunts down certain types of wraiths, and I think he also just saw me talking to you.
Hmm.
I'm thinking we should at least alert the group and maybe reconvene at a safer location.
Okay. Where are you guys headed?
Do we want to head back to the? I guess maybe we can head back to our bar. I mean, no one's going to be there. It's private.
Did,
Got shut
did
down.
you get all the Did you get all the information that you needed?
Here?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we're going to be. Yeah, you know what? Let's head in the back, but keep an eye out and be ready to run out of here if they. Well, if we're in the back, there's no doors to exit it.
Okay.
I'm thinking. And I'm also echoing somewhere. I'm thinking like, is Issa fine with reconvening at our bar?
I would. I'm not going to leave here immediately, though. There's a lot of people that I want to speak to. And she'll just kind of like tap her one of her feet up against her like boot at the side. And when you look down, you'll see that there is a pretty sharp, long-looking knife attached to that boot. And she's like, if things are not going the way that you want them to, I could probably just kill everyone in this entire tavern for you.
Be a bit well, first of all, out of character. Does she mean like the people in the Skinlands or the wraiths?
She just smiles.
I'll be like, oh, that might be a bit heavy-handed right now, and I wouldn't necessarily want you to bring that much heat down on yourself.
And then she'll extend her arms off to the sides and say like, then you got nothing to worry about now, don't you? You and I literally went to hell and back together after all.
That is true. Give me a moment to alert my compatriots, and then we can have this conversation.
As you wish.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Back with Zion, the bartender will bring you a rum and coke, as it were. It looks like tar. It's got a small hint of something like coke, maybe a little faded and flat. But it's the best that she could do for you. She's like, there you go. And she does quotations in the air. Rum and coke.
So it's a tar LaCroix.
Sure. And Archibald will slap two oboli on the table and be like, ha ha! For my friend. Always gotta look out for the best.
I'm just gonna raise my eyebrows at Archibald and give a I'm sorry, but also what is this kind of look to the bartender.
She's like, it's the closest thing that I could come up with to what he was describing.
Don't forget, I mentioned horchata before I left.
You did.
Archibald watches you very intently, by the way, to see if you drink it or not.
I'm terrified, but I'm not going to knock it back. I'm going to actually taste it to see if it, is going to just fucking murder me, or if it's actually, edible, drinkable, whatever.
It's got a light licorice taste to it. It's very strong and potent, but tastes a little bit more like licorice than it does like a Coke or rum. Very different.
Oh. That's actually not the worst. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan of licorice, but it isn't something I hate either, so I will sip it and not the worst thing I've ever tasted, but I hear there's some sort of horchata that my friend recommended.
The bartender will look at you and say, like, I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
Oh, well, my friend over there that used to have this teddy bear thing, and I'm just gonna be like playing with the teddy bear like he's an actual teddy bear and waving. Like, she said there was some drink she got and called it horchata.
Oh.
Or horchata.
She'll kind of like shake. Yeah, the bartender will shake her head at you and say, I'm afraid I didn't serve her earlier. So I don't know exactly what she had, but I can ask around if you want me to. Do you want me to ask around?
No,
Kind of
I'll
get a
just
sense
ask
that
her.
that's probably not a good idea.
I'll overhear it and say, I can personally recommend the Updog. It's a new drink that the mixologist just made for me. Absolutely beyond description.
This is me sighing as a player. I'm going to walk through this awful door that has been opened for me, and I apologize in advance. So I'm going to look at, Alex, what's your character's name?
Honor.
Did you say your character's name is Owner?
That is the closest thing that you could. Sure. If you ask him in character, I can explain it, but.
Anyway, I'm going to look at that guy and be like, what's up, dog?
Ha! I heard you say the funny thing, ha! But seriously, it's a drink. It's quite beyond description.
Is that a real laugh or not a real laugh?
I mean, 6 and 6.
Your popcorn, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I happily just start snacking on the popcorn. Since it doesn't look like there's going to be any imminent fighting, I might as well enjoy it anyway.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. Kind of an odd thing to say. Archibald stretches. Well, it's been nice. So good to see you. And, hey, if you see your friend, what was her name again? Well, I'll catch up with you later.
Weren't you going to tell me more about what happened at my bar?
How about I meet you at your bar? And he kind of like pretend, since he's wearing his death mask, you can't really see it, but he's winking under his death mask and kind of like shaking his head towards you as if to indicate, I'm winking.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll meet you at my bar eventually.
Good. Excellent. If you see your friend Alvarez, tell her I wasn't here. And he leaves.
Okie dokie.
So he can stop drinking of his own volition.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm alone at the bar, sipping my drink, and checking out finding all my compatriots, and also keeping an eye on this person who's was tied to all those beepers going off.
Okay. Now that the name Alvarez has been dropped, some of the patrons are starting to leave and depart the All's Well Tavern. Ironically. The gentleman sitting at the circular table named what did I say his name
Smuggler. His name's Bastard Smuggler Man.
Wonderful. Carver will look at the
did not like him.
Carver will look at the bartender and say, like, I'll have another one, please. And that popcorn looks really good, as he smiles over at Alex's character and says, I think I'll have some of that too. Looks like it's pretty fitting. Okay. Jay, you said that you were going over to
No, I said I was just keeping an eye on, trying to figure out, looking. Oh, there's Gabriella, and there's Edith, and I recognize that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Yeah, I don't recognize this guy, so I'm just staying where I'm at and keeping an eye over here.
Okay, sounds good. Ray will start making his way towards the exit, but Yol, good dear old Yol, will actually stop where Gabriella is. Because he seems to have a very fond memory of her from previous encounters. And he'll look to her and say, "Do you need a hand?"
Oh, right now?
And Gray is kind of like giving him this motion of like, "Come on, Yol, good timing, man." And he's like, hold on. Do you need a hand?"
Do you think I need a hand?
I
And I
don't know what-
ask because I try to give a look like, what aren't you
Yeah.
telling me?
He looks at your instruments that you have equipped on your character and is like kind of trying not to snirkle under his breath, but he just kind of like looks at you and goes like, "I could give you a discount rate."
Are you trying to buy
And
my?
Gray's like, "Not worth it. Not worth it." Walks out the door. And Yol just continues looking at you like, "Discount rate?" You can
Should
say
we
no.
talk
It's
about it outside?
it might be too late if we talk about it outside. I'm either staying here or you are going to be at a wrong place at the wrong time. Let's say that.
Huh. Shoot, I do. Yes.
Okay. At that
I don't know
point,
what I agreed to. I mean, I sort of do. But before all of this, I wanted to use the perfect pitch is what I wanted to use earlier when I saw
Yeah.
gosh, what's his name? The dude that gets on our nerves when he just like booked it out of there.
Archibald?
Yeah, Archibald. When he was leaving, that's when I wanted to start putting on perfect pitch. So I kind of just wanted to listen in on this entire tavern.
We don't have time
Sure.
for baseball.
Nicole, roll your
seemed
perception.
weird.
Nicole, roll your perception plus keening, difficulty 6.
Okay. But I get to re-roll those 10s. Ooh, another one.
One more.
Okay, so
right.
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 2, so 4.
Okay. Nicole, there is only one character using keening right now, and she is over here on the far left, playing her guitar and singing with the rest of the band members. They seem to have kind of gone into a little bit of a dirge. Not literally a dirge, like the ability that Chanteurs use, but a little bit of like a more dark, sinister, sad sounding song, as if they are matching the mood that's happening in the room at this very, very moment. And Yol will look at you and say, 50.
On the spot, or can I give you half?
On the spot.
Ah, crap.
I'll be right back.
Wait, what'd you say, Rob?
Rob is taking a small break. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
someone dropped something off at my door, so I'm gonna get it.
I will just say then at this time I can't take your services, but thank you for the warning.
Of course. I had some good business dealings with you in the past and would want to maintain those as best as I could. And he'll tilt his head and start making his way to the exit where Gray the partner has left minutes ago at this point. But he was happily giving you a little bit of his own patience. Alex, you are kind of like a quiver of anticipation with what's going on right now.
Yeah, no, I can definitely tell that things are afoot, and I'm trying to decide which foot I want to be on.
Okay. So, is there anything that you want to do, Alex, while you are you have your hand on the hilt of your gun and you are enjoying your popcorn and your up dog?
Oh, I'm not even touching the up dog. It's
Okay.
just there. Like
It's a down dog then.
Yeah. So it
Okay.
is in fact a down-facing dog. No, I'm still holding that in reserve as an emergency chemical weapon, but I think at that point I will actually move over to the bar, and that way I'm sitting a little bit less awkwardly in the middle of the room now that half of the bar has left.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Zion, is there anything you want to say to Alex's character? What did you say his name was again, Zion?
Wait, what did I say? Whose name was?
Alex's character's name when you heard it? What was his name?
Owner?
Okay, sounds good.
Well, I mean, that was me asking Alex out of character, though. So, I haven't actually done anything but do some not actually witty repartee with his character, because we didn't even introduce ourselves.
Sounds good.
So I'm just gonna be like looking over at him. Oh, good.
It's like now that I'm awkwardly sitting next to this stranger with the just disastrous teddy bear, I'll extend out a hand and say, "Hi, I'm honored. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Hi, Honored. I'm Dad. That was out of character. Howdy. I'm
I really
Zion.
wish it wasn't. So that is an interesting pet you've got there.
Well, it's not quite a pet, but it's a bit of a follow along. I don't know what the proper word is for it, but
I would have gone with monstrosity, but follow along works.
Alex, it jumps up and
Yeah,
down
well.
as if it wants you to pick him up.
I will awkwardly pick it up and pat it on the head.
Okay. He gives you a warm hug.
Yeah, it's friendly enough, but we don't know anything about it, and we want more information before we do anything with it, because we found it in a sketchy place.
No.
I know. But yeah, so anyway, so what's your deal?
I was just here picking up some paperwork to deliver later, and well, the person I picked it up from, he seemed to leave in an awful hurry, and as soon as he left, a lot of the rest of the bar left in an awful hurry, and can't help but notice it was right after you came in, and that intrigues me.
Yeah, I don't really know why they're leaving with me being here. And I'm just gonna see Gabriella walk right up. Good?
Nicole, I was gonna say, Nicole, you're joining the circle.
I am going to tap Zion on the shoulder and say, we wrap it up. Prerna is meeting us later, and we gotta go.
Oh, have you seen Edith? Because
I'm looking for her as I keep going.
Okay. Meet up at the usual spot.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool. Good timing, Rob.
What happened?
I'm going to tell you what happened. A very large individual will walk through the front door of the All's Well Tavern, and I'm going to put his image up for everyone to see.
Where am I and Issa right now?
You and Issa are in that room that you wanted to go.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I changed my mind. I don't want to bolt because I figure it's time. The best time to get attacked by the Armada is when Issa's around.
That is a true statement. So hopefully Roll20 is cooperating right now.
Yeah,
I see someone
Oza
with a hooked flail.
He looks nice.
He just looks like a pleasant fellow. I just want to sidle up to him on the bar and drink with him because he's clearly a nice person.
Yeah.
Take a swing on his weapon.
The The last thing that this circle sees is this individual walk into the front door. The music goes a little bit more quieter than it was earlier, and a lot of the patrons that are still in the bar itself will kind of murmur to each other. And you'll see the smuggler raise a glass over in Alex's direction, and as if like a, hey, cheers, mate.
I guess I will cheers back with my popcorn. I mean,
Awesome.
why not?
Yeah, why not? This is fun.
Yeah, this is not in any way ominous and terrifying.
I'm gonna say, do you know him?
No.
Wait, where
Are you
is he?
there?
His shadow is.
Oh,
No, but popcorn.
You're just gonna start, answering back to. I mean, you don't. He could be an assassin. Anything.
Maybe if he's
There's
gonna
1,000 ways. People are leaving. You should probably just leave now. You're gonna get attacked.
Okay, but popcorn.
Popcorn? Okay, fine. If you're willing to die for popcorn, if you're willing to go through a destruction harrowing for popcorn, then by all means.
It's very good popcorn.
I mean, you're just okay. Fine. You know what? Yeah. The sooner we get to the end of your life, the better. Anyway, it's been a trial just having to follow you around. So
That sounds accurate.
go ahead with your popcorn.
In the meantime, up north.
I'm actually just gonna think to my shadow. You sound like you could use some popcorn. You sound grumpy.
Yeah, actually, yeah. God. I
So up north, as soon as Edith and Issa walk through the door into the room that is, not as attended or kind of has a flow of people walking towards at all, they just kind of, knock on the door, walk in. An individual will actually grab Edith and force her up against a shelf, holding a soul-forged knife right at her neck. The moment that he does this, Issa will also hold a knife at his neck, and you'll hear some voices say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Easy there, easy there. Everyone, just take a fucking break." The shit, Edith. Good to see you. And she drags her renegade off of you. As he, kind of like looks to her like, is she cool? Is she cool? Is she cool? And she's like, yeah, put your knife away. Damn it. And he'll put his dagger away, kind of nod to you. And Issa will remove her blade from his neck as well. His neck as well. Kind of like saying, chump change, whatever.
Look at him and go, I appreciate your enthusiasm at guarding the door.
Yeah, and he goes back to the door, pressing his ear against it to like listen in for anything. Issa will just kind of like look between you and a very familiar looking character right here. Rob, you'll also notice another familiar looking character sitting at a desk as well.
She's the one who hates me, right?
You don't know. What's her name?
This is the usurer from the Citadel, the first necropolis we went to.
Correct.
And this
what was his name again?
This is I don't fucking know. I don't register names. I don't like this. I remember people but not their names. It's just not.
Okay.
Let me think. Give me a moment to think on the names. I know this.
Sure.
I have it written down somewhere.
No worries. The renegades in this room will all look at you and Issa with kind of like peculiar looking faces like, why are you here?
I fucking know where I put it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
It's my journal.
And Alex, just for like game mechanics wise, the reason why these individuals attacked Edith immediately was because of the types of clothes that she was wearing as she entered the room.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because they're decked out in legionary stuff.
Nope, they look like renegades.
No, I mean like the like Edith and the party.
Correct.
Okay, hold on. I got my journal. I'm gonna find this name.
Okay.
Because I wrote it down somewhere. On the list of people that don't like me.
That is a long list. I bet the first one is GM.
Well, I mean, that's just a given. It's actually said list of people who don't like me other than the GM.
Ah,
Can I make an intelligence roll?
you certainly may, Rob. I'm so glad you asked.
Can I make a... Okay, does an intelligence roll go for both of these people?
It does.
Can I just pop a willpower and you'll tell me their names?
I can you can pop 2 willpower and I'll tell you both of their names.
Well, you said one roll covers both of them.
So you can do 1 willpower for one of them, and then you can wait 3 seconds, and then pop another willpower and remember the other one.
How many times do I have to roll to figure out both the people in the room?
You need 2 successes to remember both of their names.
2 successes rolls.
So if you roll your intelligence and get 2 successes, I'll give you both of their names.
Well, okay, then how many successes? Oh, that's why I need to spend 2 willpower, because I need 2
Correct.
successes minimum.
And we are not in combat. We're not in any kind of danger. So if you were to just take your time and blow the willpower, I'll give you 2 successes right there for 2 willpower.
That's pretty expensive for somebody's name.
No, right?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, fine. 2 willpower for 2 names.
All right.
They're very good names.
Your shadow is actually very pleased that you do this. So, Rob, the individual who stopped the renegade from slitting your throat is named Cowrie, the renegade.
Yep,
She is
that's it. I was going to say Cora, but I know that's not it.
She is a puppeteer, from what you remember. You do not have a very good standing with her. And then the usurer that you mentioned from earlier adventures is named Cirrus the usurer.
I never would have.
And yeah, and I will give you this since you blew the willpower. You recall that you have something in your possession inside the Nephrakim Omasum that he would really like and ask you to collect for him.
Okay. Let me look in the Nephrakim Omasum.
Sure.
I don't think I have that. Oh, here it is. He didn't ask me to get it.
He asked your circle to get it for him.
I don't think they told me what they were looking for. I don't think I was made aware of that.
That's fine.
Is it the death mask of or no?
If only.
Well, because we got that one torch.
That was for Gray the partner. And Yol the usurer, and they handed that off to a ferryman for you.
Was it perhaps an abnormal glowing lantern?
It is not.
Okay, well then I have no fucking clue.
No worries.
Was it a book?
It was a book.
I have mysterious books 1 through 4, so I don't know what that means.
So, let me activate it on your character. You're kind of like looking through some of the books that you've collected over a long period of time. And one of them kind of jumps out at you as being very, very important, and one that this individual is looking for. It should show up on your screen right now, Rob. This is the symbol of usury.
It hasn't shown up yet.
Oh, okay. So if you want to just ignore it, you can go to Edith Herrington, all the way at the very, very bottom of your list.
Yeah.
It says mysterious book number 1. If you click on that, you'll see that it has the symbol of usury on it. This book is very important to Cirrus. He had asked your circle to go into the Nether to pick this up for him, and you guys successfully did.
So, and we don't have any usurers in our group.
Not that you know, no. Not anymore.
Okay,
no.
well, I'll say two things. Number one, I got a little something for you, Cirrus.
Ah,
And
delightful.
I'll slide the book to him.
All right. He will look very
Or not
happy.
slide.
And
I'll hand it to him nicely. I'm not going to be rough with this book. That's just stupid.
say... that would be pretty awesome, though.
And
okay.
number two, I'll turn to Cowrie and be like, I think you should know that I just saw an Armada scout walk out of the front door of this place.
Oh, fantastic. And she'll look over to Issa and say, "You got this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty much all over that. You guys keep talking. Did you want to speak to someone else? It seemed like Edith wasn't the person that you were hoping would walk through that door." And Cowrie will look to her and kind of like unabashedly just give her a very wry look with her face and say, "No, I was not expecting Edith to walk through that door, if I'm being perfectly honest." And kind of like looks over at Edith like, "No offense."
None taken.
Okay.
I mean, I
And
wasn't
Issa
expecting to find her here.
And Issa will exit the room, leaving you guys in a private conversation for the time being.
Well, the renegades don't care about the mages, right?
No, but they have been investigating them.
Okay. Well, I've shown you mine, given you a valuable piece of information about someone who might have given you problems. So I may have some questions for you if you don't mind.
Oh, have a seat.
And I
Enjoy
will.
yourself. We'll let Miss Iron Legion take care of your friend in due time.
Miss Iron Legion would be Issa's disguise.
That is correct.
Okay.
So back in the main parlor, Issa will come out to Gabriella and look to her and say like, "Hello there. Haven't seen you in a while."
Hi, where's Edith? Is she still in there?
Yeah, she's in a meeting right now with some friends, old friends.
Do you mind if I pop in there? I just need to kind of give her some information.
Oh, leaving the party so soon, huh? And you'll see her reach down in her boot and pull out what appears to be a very sharp, deadly-looking knife. Leaving the party so soon, huh?
Oh my god, hold on. As soon as she goes through that door, she's gonna get a knife to the neck. Oh, I can't wait. Sorry.
I thought I was supposed to be the shadow for Edith.
I'm not leaving the party, more like gathering my party.
Well, you're probably better off in there than you are out here, if I'm being totally honest with you.
Okay, then if you don't mind, can you tell I don't know how old Zion is. Girl, woman, with the bear,
The lady.
maybe come in here as well?
You want me to tell your circle mate Zion that you have went into that room?
Yes, I didn't know Issa knew her name. So yes.
All right, I think I can do that for you. Yes.
Thank you. And I will knock on this door.
Okay. A gentleman will come up to you with a knife, and he will smile at you, nod his head, and kind of like give you this look with his eyes to like indicate there's a possible legionnaire in here with his eyes. He doesn't say it out loud, but he kind of gives you this look with his eyes like there might be a legionnaire in here. Just a heads up.
I nod and walk in.
Okay.
And
So
go,
to Edith's dismay, Gabriella does not get harassed at the door like you were, strangely, which is kind of odd.
I mean, clearly at this point, I am a legionnaire spy. I mean, I don't know why he still thinks I'm a Legionnaire, but whatever. But it's yeah, I understand why. It would have been funny to me, but fine. Nobody else gets knived.
And Issa will make her way over to Zion and say, "Your friend's up north. In case you didn't want to get your hands dirty."
That's probably a good idea. I'm just gonna side-eye this motherfucker coming up the way of
Yeah,
I
he's just
will
walking
go ahead
slowly.
and join them then. I'll just casually meander my way this way.
Okay.
Well, actually, I will say, nice meeting you. I have some business to attend to, and then walk away to
Of course.
Alex's character.
Oh, okay.
Very good then. You forgot your bear.
Knock, knock.
Your bear. Your bear.
I can't. I can't control the bear.
He's holding the bear.
Hug the bear. I'll comfort it, since it appears to have been abandoned by the only people who ever loved it.
Issa's like,
I literally cannot move the bear.
Issa's like, "I'll take the bear."
I'll hold it out at arm's length. Thank you.
Everyone's leaving, and you're just going to sit at the bar. I mean, this is going to go swimmingly for you, my friend.
Well, I have no other place to be. The big scary man appears to be between me and the door, and it sounded like there was a scuffle the last time somebody went through that door. So
No, because Gabriella went through it. There was no.
that's
scuffle.
true.
You know what? You're right. At this point, you're pretty much trapped in here. You might as well just give up and let fate play out, because there's nothing you can do to change it. We're kind of just we're completely fucked.
I mean, I'm not convinced you're wrong, but
I will admit, at least we got to go out having tasted that delicious popcorn.
it was damn fine popcorn.
I can't even. I'll admit it was damn fine popcorn.
So, a few of the characters in this bar scene will shuffle around. The entertainment for the evening will kind of make their way to the door and disappear as if they know something's going down and they don't want to be around for it. And some of the other individuals are just kind of sitting there and watching with some kind of entertainment on their mind, wanting to watch, kind of see what plays out, what happens. And Issa will look to this individual, and they'll just kind of have a good old stare down with each other. She has the teddy bear tucked under her right arm, and she just kind of looks at him. He's 4 times her size, wearing this gargantuan set of armor and this giant flail, mace, whatever you call it, just kind of dragging across the floor behind him. And she looks up at him and says, "Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Alex."
No, go ahead.
She looks over at him and says, "Oh, didn't think I'd see one of you pop around here. Shouldn't you be back east, burning down buildings and trashing small little businesses, mom and pop restaurants?" And the obvious Legionnaire standing there will look at her and only say 2 words to her: "Iron shit bag." And she will close her eyes, kind of tilt her head and grin and say, "I was hoping it would come to that." And she looks over at the at Belfry, bartender, and says, "Hey, want to buy my old friend here a drink. Do you think you could whip us up something special?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, of course I can. Of course I can. Alex, is there anything you want to do? I wanted to give you fair warning before things get rough in here."
I mean, I know that I don't want to be here.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to think about the action that is least likely to result in me being turned into a fine putty on the floor.
What is your shadow thing?
Because I mean, well, my shadow's being very mean to me.
Well,
Oh,
I'm not being mean to you. I'm trying to be truthful. You need to accept that there's just no way out of this. I mean, I can help you, but eventually you're just going to end up in the same miserable situation again. I mean, sure, there might be temporary safety out that door, but if you really think about it, all of existence is just a bar waiting to be attacked.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I guess at this point I will go over and warm myself by the fire because that at least puts me further away from the big man with the smashy bits.
okay. Do you still
What
have your
about
hand
this-
on?
Window over here.
Well, now I have a clean line to the window, so
Well, there you go. That'll postpone your inevitable demise. Only postpone it though.
yeah.
Alex, do you still have your hand on the handle of your gun?
I haven't been keeping it like on the handle. That would be a little bit, conspicuous and or menacing. But I have made sure that the little clasp on the underarm holster is undone, that it can be drawn very easily without a whole bunch of hassle in case bang bangs need to happen.
Okay. Gotcha. So, at this point, we are going to enter what I like to call a cinematic. If, Alex, there's anything you would like to do while I am giving the narrative of what is going to happen in the bar, just pipe up and say, "Hey, Myles," and let me know what you'd like to do, and I'll pause the cinematic as it happens. But right now, it's going to be just a basic cinematic that happens in front of you, so you get to see how this plays out. But you may interrupt me at any moment that you want if you wish to do something.
I will say that broadly speaking, I am keeping a very close eye on the room with an eye towards dodging anything that comes flying my direction and or getting as fast out that window as possible.
Okay, so you're kind of taking the action to take evasive measures and dodge if you need to dodge, and possibly make your way to the window if you have to.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is what happens. Belfry is preparing a drink for this heavy-set fellow here. She will pull something out. It seems to be a green bottle, but that green bottle also seems to have a rag attached to it. She will light the rag on fire with a relic lighter that is in her hand, and she will throw the bottle and all of its contents up against this character. He will immediately ignite on fire. He seems startled by this. Not necessarily writhing in pain, but is more so just kind of just stunned that this has just occurred. Issa will start to make a dash towards him, and you will see the Carver, the smuggler, dive over to the bottom part of the table, letting the chair kind of fall asunder, and he will pull out his shotgun and fire it at the legs of this individual. When this hits, it actually will cause him to buckle down even further, getting down on one knee. As Issa closes in on the Legionnaire that is in front of her, she will pull out what appears to be two small-looking knives. Very small knives that are definitely not from around this area. She will hurl them around the boots and ankles and armor of this Legionnaire standing in front of her, allowing them to swing around and entangle his boots and feet, and with one good tug, cause him to fall down onto the ground completely stunned. And you'll hear him just kind of give off this guttural "Ugh!" as he lands. Alex, would you like to do anything at this point as you see this happen? Belfry is making her way to the exit, by the way, after this action.
Well, the door that Jay went through, I'm assuming that's still
Yes.
open.
It appears that she has opened it and shut it.
I think I'll actually go over and I won't bother knocking because there's a commotion going on, and I'll just kind of poke my head in and say, "Do you have any room in here? It's getting a little loud out there, and it's making it difficult to enjoy my popcorn."
I will make a note of that as both you and Jay enter the room to the north. Give me 1 second as I change the music to something a little bit more tense. And yeah,
When
now
Gabriella walked in there, I would have said, "Oh, I would have noticed all the people," but I just want to say that she would have recognized Cowrie and said, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you anytime soon."
Yeah, Cowrie will nod her head and say, "I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to see a lot of people who are in here right now, actually." And Jay, are you back with us now?
No, I think she's still, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's still taking her break. So, Jay and Alex, both of your characters will enter the back room. Edith, Rob's character, will notice them enter as well. They seem to be just trying to get out of the way of whatever's going on down here in the south, just to maybe find a room. The renegades are not very privy to this behavior, and they'll start to kind of gather around the room in a different formation than usual. Does Gabriella say anything when she sees these two individuals walk in? Do you want to announce something or mention something? Because it looks like these renegades are not too happy about them just walking in like this.
I will say, she's with me. I don't know who he is.
Okay. Alex, would you like to say anything while you're in this room? You take a look around, and these are not Legionnaires.
Yeah, I'll say, like I said, it was just really loud out there. It looked like this was some kind of a study nook. Everybody seemed to be heading back here. I can leave if you'd rather, but there's fire and knives and blood out there, and it's all just very messy.
Cowrie will walk up to you with a very sinister look on her eyes and say, "No, why don't you stay? Have a seat. Join us."
Oh, don't mind if I do. And I'll just relaxedly have a seat.
We both knew this day would come.
She points at a stool over at the north and says, "Please, you are our honored guest right now."
I'm doing everything I can to give off the air that I have absolutely no idea how bad a situation this is. I'm just an innocent Nabo.
On the other hand, I don't want to keep talking, but I will say your shadow right now is constantly reminding you of how bad a situation you are in right now.
Well, it's die in here or die out there, and at least in here I will die with most of my pieces intact.
You don't know that.
Look, that was a big hammer.
Yeah, that would have been quicker.
You're always one to take the easy way out, coward.
Oh, getting sassy in your last moments of life. Unlife. Well, not even unlife. No life.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts.
So, now that we are all together in this room, and you can cut the tension with a knife, possibly literally, Cowrie will look to all of you. Cowrie will look to your group and say, "Well, I would start our board meeting, but can't help but notice that some of us are not exactly part of the club." She kind of
I have a quick question.
Yeah, of
when
course.
she says that, is the knifey door guy glaring at me?
No, He's not. He's actually looking at the door. He's looking at the door very, very sternly, as if like trying to guard it from any other people walking in. He felt like he kind of fucked up and let people in like he shouldn't have, and it's like, oh great, now another Legionnaire just walked in.
Mhm.
Yeah. By the way, Jay, Zion will recognize this individual. You've seen him run with Cowrie before.
Okay.
So he doesn't seem angry or out of favor with you. He just kind of, doesn't put a knife at your neck. Rather nice thing.
If I had known he'd put a knife to other people's necks, I would have thanked him for not putting a knife to mine, but I don't think I know that he put a knife to somebody else's neck.
Yes.
Apparently, I'm the only one. Apparently, the fake Legionnaire gets a knife to her throat, but the real Legionnaire gets to sit nicely in the corner.
Well, he does have, you know what? He does have popcorn. Yeah,
It's the perks of looking like an idiot.
An idiot with popcorn can get into any situation.
I mean, who has ever been menacing with popcorn in hand?
That's true. That's like they'd be like, "Should we let him in? He has popcorn. He couldn't possibly be up to no good."
Yes. It's like if you walk around with a clipboard, everybody assumes you're just supposed to be there. If you walk around with popcorn, nobody's going to be like, "Oh, he's a threat."
He doesn't even know what's going on right now.
Exactly.
So during this moment of awkwardness between all these wraiths in the northern room, you'll hear the sound of chairs and tables and furniture being tossed and slammed against some of the walls. You will hear some things become airborne and crash and collide. Sorry, I think I moved the map by accident. Crash and collide. You'll see kind of like splinters like fall underneath the bottom of the door from the tumultuous activity happening down south. But for some reason, everyone feels rather safe in this room. Nicole, your keening power that is still activated goes off and says, by the way, this room is secure.
Okay.
In case you forgot.
Good to know. Do I recognize the voice that said it?
No, it's just like maybe like your shadow will kind of like whisper this to you and say, by the way, room secured, in case you forgot.
Noted. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you need to do a intelligence roll, or are you good?
On the keening?
Yeah, the keening and also this room.
Sure, because I must be missing something.
No, it's mostly just in pertaining to your experience from a podcast involving this room.
Oh, no. Okay, then yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so you're good.
Yes.
All right. As you guys are gathered together, again, Cowrie will say, well, where are we at?
Can we talk in front of whoever this idiot with the popcorn is? Sorry, I don't know why I had to say that.
Yeah, no. And she will, and she will point and say, that is a very good question, Edith. Very good.
I'll just pipe up and say, look, this is that was the third time I had offered to leave, and y'all told me to sit down. So, kind of on you at this point.
I am waiting for someone
Sassy
to explain.
fellow with the popcorn?
No sassy.
I am waiting for someone to explain your presence in here right now. Do you know someone in this room? Do you know?
I said like 10 words to Zion, so we're basically best friends.
So you know, and then Cowrie will look over and say like, so you know Zion. Very good, very good.
I wouldn't say we know each other so much as we briefly met.
I was very clear about the whole 10 words thing.
Yeah,
I'm totally cold reading. Well, I don't know his name, so I'll say Alan. I don't know his name in game, so I'll say Alex's character.
Okay.
I'm totally empathy.
Sure. Empathy sounds good. Just before you do that, there is a huge crunch up against the wall. And you see like the indentation of like a big body. And it will lift itself up and you'll hear this and it runs off in the other direction. Go ahead, Rep.
So yeah, I don't think I'm reading for a specific thing, I guess, but to get his vibe about how genuine he's being, I guess.
Sure.
And then while this conversation is going on, I want to continue to just kind of be very careful in kind of reading his responses and making sure he's, not being deceptive. So I'll make that roll. Does that work for an empathy roll?
With empathy, you will gain knowledge about his emotional state. And if you want to look for deception or lying or being untrustworthy, that would be more of subterfuge. But with empathy, you'll at least get an idea of like what his current mood is, maybe some of his intentions. And
okay, yeah, I'm still gonna go with empathy on that.
Sure, go for it.
It's like my cold read.
Yeah. Difficulty 6.
Okay. We might want to, just reconvene tomorrow when this roll is done.
No worries.
4 success. Oh, and I didn't set my 10s to explode, so it's 4 successes so far.
All right.
5 successes.
All right. Alex, I have 5 questions for you.
Okay.
Please answer them as honestly as you can.
Certainly.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like I may have been safer outside with the explodings and the fire and the people getting smashed halfway through walls.
Okay. Did you get that, Rob?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 2. Who do you think is your ally or someone who will back you up in this room? Like, who is the closest person who has got your back in here?
Aside from myself, like I
Yes.
said, I've said all of 10 words to Zion. I don't know that I could trust her to piss on me to put out with fire. Like,
okay. Did you get that, Rob? Rob?
Did you die?
Rob?
Yeah. Yes. Did you hear me? Sorry.
Oh, okay. No,
Hello?
I can't hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Question
Can you hear
number
me now?
3. Yeah.
Hello.
Question
No,
number
I'm just joking.
Question number 3, Alex. If you had to run and escape from this place, how would you do it right now? What's your best way of escaping right now?
well, seeing as there don't appear to be any windows in this room, my best bet would be to probably take a roll, like dodge, duck, whatever, through here, and then probably through there and out the door.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Which
Gotcha.
which would invariably result in me getting just beat the heck up. But beat the heck up is most of what's going on outside, so it's kind of 6 and 6.
All right. Question number 4, Alex. Who do you trust the least in this room? Who is the least trustworthy in this room right now?
Shadow. No.
I mean,
Yeah, you can answer that. Yeah, you can answer that if you want.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like I really don't know any of these people. They all seem just really amped to have me in the room, and again, kind of wish I wasn't here. But the one I trust the least is, in fact, my own brain. My own brain is why I'm in this room. So,
See. Did you get that, Rob?
Yes.
All right. Last question, Alex. If you were had to do a last-ditch effort besides the whole rolling and dodging and bobbing to get out the door, would you fight everyone in this room to preserve yourself? Would you fight everyone in this room if you had to survive?
I mean,
or would you try to find an alternative solution?
I think I would absolutely do my very level best to find another solution.
Okay.
I would also point out that if that other solution started to look like it was going south, I would probably see what I could do through subterfuge and or just acting blasé whatever to make it over here next to the fireplace so that I could throw something in it if I had to.
Okay. Did you get that too, Rob? I will assume that Rob said yes.
Yeah.
So
Are you not? Am I like really quiet or something? Is everyone hearing me or no?
I'm not hearing a single thing that you say until you chime in later and say hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
So I can hear you now.
Hi,
So
hi.
Rob, you were able to detect all of that from your empathy roll just by looking at him and just studying him. Nicole, is there anything that you'd like to do as you watch Edith just studying this individual eating his popcorn?
I guess I just want to keep listening in on it whenever he says anything to see if he's lying.
Okay, so you want to roll subterfuge?
Yes.
All right. That's going to be your perception plus subterfuge. And Alex, you may defend against this using your... you actually get some choices.
Yay.
And depending on how you decide to go about this will determine the type of role that it is. So you can use your appearance, you can use your charisma, you can use your manipulation, but you have to role play it out in order for it to work. What would you like to use?
I think I would actually go with manipulation.
Okay. And are you going to do that through your words, or what are you going to use with your manipulation? Will it be because you don't have any persuasion, but you do have subterfuge? So are you going to lie?
Well,
Be deceitful?
I mean, I feel like that's a terrible idea. I think it's I think it's less that I want to lie and more that I want to be very specific in what I do and don't say.
Okay. Gotcha. So maybe a little bit of white lying where it's not exactly the truth, but not really falsifying anything.
It's the kind of lie that when somebody calls me out on it, I can explain how it wasn't technically a lie because also this is the other part of that, and yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your manipulation and subterfuge, exploding tens. And Nicole, you are rolling your perception and subterfuge to see if you can study anything off of him. Oh, okay. Well.
Oh, but I can explode tens.
Okay. And
I
Alex, you can
definitely
roll.
lost this.
Yeah, Alex, you can roll one more d10 if you want to.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I could because I got that one there, so.
Yep, go ahead. Okay. See, I'm just reading Nicole's rolls really quick. I think Alex, you might have. I think Alex might have gotten this one. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. So no matter what happens, Nicole, in these next few interactions during this scene, you will actually believe that Alex's character is telling the truth and is being very honest with everyone. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like he seems very trustworthy, and you seem very secure with him in the room with you. Jay, as Zion, what would you like to do about this awkward situation going on?
You know what?
Like...
Oh, good.
I was just going to say, it looks like Edith and Nicole are giving him a once-over look to like figure out and gauge like what kind of person he is. But I know your character's a little bit different than that.
Yeah, like, I don't necessarily trust him, but I also don't necessarily distrust him because our 10 words we exchanged was enough for me to get a general sense of he doesn't seem to have anything out for me in particular, and doesn't seem to have anything out for anybody else in particular at the moment, anyway. So, I also see the other two kind of giving him once over, and I figure they've got him handled. What I'm going to do instead is check out. Let's see. Wait, is she still in here? I don't think she is. Nope, she's down here. Issa, the one with the pager. I think
she is engaged in combat right now.
Yeah. I am instead just going to kind of hold back and just be like, you know what? I will attack I will fight if I am attacked, but I'm not going to instigate anything and just see how this goes.
Okay. Cowrie will look over to Alex's character and say, seems like no one has a means to vouch for you. What's your name again?
You can call me Honor.
Could you spell that for me?
Yeah, so it's Henri.
Henry, got it.
No, it's actually Honor. You see, my parents were collectivists and didn't believe in actually using the letter I. And so, look, they thought it was tremendously funny.
Henry, it seems like nobody in this room is going to vouch for you.
Yeah, no, I can. That's fine.
Oh, it's fine then? That's okay?
Well, I mean, I don't see what I can do to convince them otherwise.
Very true. And she looks over at the renegade and says, search him. She comes over to you. Alex, what would you like to do before she begins searching you?
I will. I don't have any real sleight of hand or anything like that. I mean,
it seems like you're trying to conceal something, maybe?
I'm debating on the right course of action on that one.
Okay. If you're trying to hide anything specific on your person that you don't want them to spot, it's going to be your dexterity and your stealth. Dexterity and stealth to hide something on your person as they search you.
Yeah, I don't that's the thing. I don't see that working, and so I'm thinking it's probably best to just try to play off what they find.
Okay.
So I will just kind of extend my arms, placatingly, and I'll say, just so you're aware, there is a firearm under my left arm. The holster is open. Safety may or may not be on. I don't remember where I left it. Funny like that. So just be aware and don't shoot me in the ribs, if you don't mind.
Of course. For all intents and purposes, everyone will witness the NPC renegade unholster a 35 caliber 9mm German Parabellum pistol and places it on the table, obviously setting the safety on at this point. Kind of pats your chest a little bit, and you hear a kind of clinking sound as if kind of recognizing that you're wearing some form of soul steel armor, and doesn't even bother taking that off of you, just goes, got it. Continues to search you. By the way, is your character wearing his Soulfire mask, or did he just kind of keep that in his inventory in case he needs to put it on for some reason?
I don't see any reason why I would be wearing it right now.
Okay. Just kind of examines it and then, just puts it to the side next to your gun. Continues looking through your belongings and notices that you have some paperwork and identification cards, documents, and notices that you are belonging to, indeed, the Penitent Legion. And this NPC will kind of sneer at you and say, it's like you're a long way from the right part of the neighborhood, aren't you?
Story of my life. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. She will continue to search you and takes 60 obli out of your pocket and places it to the side next to your gun. Doesn't look like she's taken any for herself. Just basically decides to place it, next to your gun, as if to just show kind of an inventory of what you have and where you possess. Jay, just so you know, right now, Alex's character is being patted down and searched by one of the renegades.
Fun.
Yeah. Next,
Amazingly, no strangers would vouch for me in a room full of people who want to kill me. It's strange.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Next, the renegade will pull out 3 dossiers. 2 of them appear to have their seals broken and opened, as if they've already been read, but one of them is still sealed, shut. And she'll kind of like look down at it and go, "Ooh, okay, that's more like it." So you're a mail delivery man, huh?
I prefer the term parcel delivery service operator, but yeah, basically. I'm a little bit of a glorified bureaucrat.
You're a PDO. Got it. And she'll actually pull out she will not open the one that has its seal shut. She will actually open up the intelligence reports that you received that have been opened, and will start to examine them to herself.
I'll just kind of half-heartedly say, I would prefer that you not go through my personal documents, but, it's whatever. It's just client confidentiality and all that. Who cares about that, right?
Cowrie will look to you and say, "Raise your hand if you're a legionnaire in this room and give a damn." Nobody raises their hand.
I'm gonna take and actually cover up the sigil on my chest just to make an extra point on that one.
Okay. So Alex gets a sensation that no one in this room is a legionnaire like he is.
Oh, I assumed no one would give a flying rat's ass, but I had to make a try.
Of course, yeah. So
What was on
after she
those? Sorry, I'm asking for the purposes of his shadow. What was on those parcels?
Oh, the two dossiers that they actually did examine.
Before they take it, as his shadow, I assume I know what he was carrying.
I'm gonna add those onto your sheet right now, Rob, so you can examine them.
And the reason I
so
ask, I'm sorry, but the reason I ask is that I want to make sure his shadow wouldn't have a reason to protect those parcels.
Mhm. Okay. So Rob, you will notice if you go click on Henri Sattler and click on old and new dossiers, you will see 2 of them that you can click on and examine if you'd like to. No metagaming. This is just for your shadow. It is not for Edith. Okay.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just wanted to make
Wonderful.
sure, like, if this was a place to throw in a little oomph, but looking at these is
Of course.
not, I don't care.
Okay. So
Wow, thanks.
Yeah. So the woman who is patting you down, Alex, will actually pocket the unopened dossier into her belongings, and she will hand you everything back that she has examined. Everything except for that sealed envelope, and hands you your. Yeah.
As she starts to put it in her person wherever, I will actually reach out and say, "Hey, excuse me, I either need that or a receipt."
Cowrie and some of her other renegades will begin to surround you, and they will say, construction harrowing or your paperwork? What do you think, Henri?
Look, I'm
What do
just saying.
you prefer?
I'm just saying it really starts to sound like a choice of whether I'm going to die here and now or in a couple of weeks. And honestly, I should at least make at least some effort. I mean, the paycheck isn't that big, but the penalties for forfeiture are significant. So, I mean, honestly, we could have avoided this whole unpleasantness if you just been honest when I asked if I could come in, rather than having me sit down and doing this whole dog and pony show. But if it makes you feel any better, I mean, you can just give me a receipt for it, and I'll die in a couple of weeks.
That's
Cowrie will look to you and say, "Yeah, I can give you a receipt." And kind of like gestures over at this renegade over here. Give him the receipt that he wants. And the guy will look to you and kind of like indicate, "Give me your hand." Jay, you know exactly what's going to happen, by the way.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
I'll just gesture over to my belongings that are on the table. Oh, you can just leave it there.
Oh no, I like handing my receipt to people.
I'm
just to make
sure
that
you
they-
do.
This is gonna hurt. That's a shadow saying that. And,
Yep.
and it's not. I'm not metagaming. I'm just assuming the worst.
Oh, I am too. I mean, that's why I'm saying no. You can just leave it on the table.
I insist.
Oh, I insist too. We all insist. It's what everyone seems to be doing in this room is insisting. It's getting rather tiresome.
The moment that you say that, the wall down on the south will break, and you will see the Legionnaire come flying through the walls. He is looking like worse for wear and exhausted. He's still smoking and smoldering from being on fire earlier, and but he still looks like he's still got a little bit of strength left on him. And Kaoru will be like, "Hold him down! Don't let him leave!" And you will see her take a step back, and some of her renegades start to surround this Legionnaire, trying to hold him down with chains and ropes. And Cirrus will back away.
I am going to be looking for an opportunity to lift that sealed dossier back from the person who took it at my earliest convenience. As soon as there's a gap in awareness or whatever.
Of course. Right now, her attention is definitely on the Legionnaire that came flying through the wall and busted a hole. So I will allow you, at this current moment in time, to please roll your dexterity. You do not have melee, so I will allow you to do a brawl, but there is going to be a follow-up dice roll after that. So, brawl plus dexterity to obtain the documents that she has.
I'm wondering if my shadow is just going to let me get myself killed, or if he wants to see me die in more hilarious fashion later on.
God, you're very persuasive. Fine. Yes. This whole situation is getting boring. It's just not going fast enough. I had pictured a more grander end for us. So I will offer you. What's the dice pool right now?
4.
4? I'll offer you another 4.
I will take all of them.
Excellent. You finally accepted that you can't do anything on your own and you're a big failure.
Look, my current situation seems to agree with you, but that's neither here nor there.
Fair enough. We both know. Let's play. Well, you'll get your 4.
Go ahead and make the dice roll when you can, Alex.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. That's a good roll.
I love you, Shadow.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah. Rob, you will just gain 1 temporary angst from that last dice roll, but man, was it worth it.
More to come. More to come.
Alex, I need you to do a follow-up, but I'm going to lower the difficulty because you rolled brilliantly against my character, my NPC. I need you to please roll for me, after you've done this, your strength plus your stealth. So that'll be 3d10s. Strength and stealth, and maybe I won't notice what you've just done.
I'm gonna be right back. I'll just gonna be away for like 30 seconds.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Alex, you will succeed. You will acquire your sealed dossier from her as she turns her back to you and reach underneath her cape and grab the paperwork, placing it back into your own belongings and mixing it up with your own dossiers again. Edith, is there anything that you would like to do during this situation? Obviously, your attention is currently on the Legionnaire that just came busting through the wall.
Okay, so sorry, just because I kind of had the whole shadow thing. What exactly is the situation with this layout here?
Okay. Right now, a Legionnaire has come flying through the wall from the south. He is lying on the ground. He seems to be surrounded by renegades. holding him down with ropes and chains to keep him pinned. He looks like he still has some fight in him and is about to get up and start, brawling with Issa again. But at this current moment, it looks like he's pretty well surrounded by these renegades that are just like trying to keep him in one place under Cowrie's orders.
I'm gonna get my sand ready, but I don't really have a play here yet.
Okay. Gotcha. You kind of hold some sand within your hand on standby just in case something goes awry. Nicole, what is Gabriella doing during this unusual turn of events?
Because it looks like they're handling it okay, can I see, is Issa still holding the bear, or is the bear next to Issa?
She is still holding the bear. The bear looks like it has a giant slash mark in it.
Oh no, okay.
Like it got hit by a weapon or something, and is spilling some of its stuffing all over the floor as she's holding it. It's still animate, like it's still moving around, but it's trying to hold its stuffing in so it doesn't leak all over the floor, and it's not looking too happy.
It's like, thanks for the shield.
If there's any way that I can get around and grab the bear from Issa, I'll do that. But if not, I guess I'll just stay here.
There is a door over here that if you like to exit, seems to be free.
Okay, then I will go around and we'll take the bear and try to hold the stuffing to its open wound.
Sounds good. You'll hear the clicking and chambering of a shotgun from our good friend Carver right here. And he doesn't seem to be aiming the gun at you at all or seem to have his attention or focus on you, and just continues to kind of aim his gun over askew to the right in case the Legionnaire gets back up again. But that's the first thing that you face the moment that you run out to grab your bear.
Sounds good.
Jay! Yep, Jay, it's Zion. What are you doing? This is kind of an awkward situation going on.
Well, you know how I still had that lumber in my hands?
Yes.
He's pinned down, but I am going to ready my piece of lumber as an impromptu weapon if he decides that he gets up and is starting to fight. So just readying my pseudo weapon and also making sure that my new knife is also available. But I'd prefer to have a little bit of reach versus up close and personal because he looks pretty strong.
Okay. Sounds good. Alex, is there anything that you want to do now that you have successfully acquired your paperwork? You'll see Nicole's character, Gabriella, has exited using the door over here recently. The door is open right now.
I mean, I'm definitely going to make for the door because I don't like being in here. This is a mean room.
It is a mean room, yes.
I'm debating on if I can read the room well enough and try to, shoot the guy and get on everybody's good side by, helping them out. But I'm afraid if I try to do that, I'm going to make things worse. So I'll just, scoop my belongings into my knapsack or whatever. I'll just casually saunter out the door.
All right.
Do I sit that?
I'll sit myself at the bar and have a drink.
Sure. Rob, give me a perception and alertness roll. Difficulty 7.
Okay. Successes.
How many?
2.
2. Yeah, you kind of you get to see the back of him exit through the door on his way out. So you will see him.
I see him when he's on his way out.
Yes,
that's
you see him
when
on
I
his way out.
see him. Okay, it's too late to make the play I was considering, so I'm just gonna let him go.
Yeah. And to be fair, Rob, there's a lot of shouting going on. Everyone's kind of like crowding around this Legionnaire and are just barking orders at each other.
Yeah, well, I mean that's fair. I was considering making him think the door was locked, but he's already out.
Gotcha. Alex, this character, the bartender, will actually serve you another drink. It looks like more expensive, not updog stuff.
Oh, like actually drinkable.
Yes, actually drinkable stuff.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and have that, and I'll just kind of gesture towards the massive commotion and generally destroyed bar room.
Yes, the tavern seems to be in absolute tatters. Almost every chair and table has some kind of broken, just utter destruction apparent to it. There are just broken glass and lanterns and just like maybe a few things on fire in the corner. But otherwise, the bartender kind of like looks at you and goes like, all part of the course. Another Tuesday at all's well.
This is your Tuesday night crowd. I really want to see your Friday night.
Oh, you have no idea. Although we
How
do
does this place stay standing on Friday nights?
we just fix it up right afterwards, and people keep knocking it back down.
You know what they say: it gets knocked down, it gets up again. You're never going to keep it down.
And you wonder why our drinks are so
I hate
expensive.
you so much.
My shadow's like, why am I stuck in this?
Okay.
But
so guys,
I will just kind of generally pivot so that I'm watching the fight and just kind of making mental notes of who seems like they can handle themselves in a fight, because I need protection because I don't like trapped in the back of scary bar rooms.
Yeah. The last thing that you see, along with all the other characters, is Issa will throw what appears to be a claw connected to a very strong-looking chain to the helmet and face of this Legionnaire. She will pull with all of her might and strength in her arms to relinquish his helmet from his face. And when that happens, the gentleman that was standing here, the one who was going to give you a receipt earlier, Alex, will shift his left hand, what was once just this dark tanned hand that was his corpus, will slowly and methodically shift its way into what appears to be a sharpened saber, curved and looking dangerous as anything in real life could ever be. And he will slit the throat and cut open the neck of this Legionnaire. The last thing that you hear before he is muffled and gurgling on his own plasm is the and he will disintegrate into the floor, leaving only his armor behind.
This bar has the weirdest accountants.
He just gave that guy your receipt.
I know. What is up with these accountants, man?
Mm-hmm. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break. The last thing that you will hear before we take our dinner break is there is a clock inside the tavern that will chime 11:30. 11:30.
That was an eventful
PM.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was? Yes, it was. So when we rendezvous, have an idea of what you'd like to do with those 30 minutes before the Midnight Express pulls up. And I will see you in 1 hour. Obviously, for you Indiana folk, we will see you at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And all of us Illinois people will rendezvous back at 6 p.m. Enjoy your dinner, and looking forward to seeing you guys back.
Cool beans. Can't wait to die more.
All right.
I thought you did really well, Alex. That was really well handled.
Yay.
See you guys soon.
Bye.